She was in a soap opera.
Oh, actually, IMDb her real quick. Plowhawk's opening up a tree. What do you got there, bro?
Welch's fruit snacks.
Welch's
Baby,
fruit
what?
snacks.
Classic flavor.
Well, I had 2 donuts and 2 yogurts.
I think it was All My Children. Because at the time, I was only watching All My Children and General Hospital.
Want one, Doug?
I just want to see what they look like. I don't
Take one, Doug. Won't hurt you.
I don't want one.
General Hospital eggs.
Is it a gummy?
Oh, it's like a juju bee or something.
Yes.
A little vitamin fruit
GH.
snack.
Yeah, that's good.
She took her top off.
Okay.
On General Hospital?
No, on the movie she did.
Oh, yeah.
She got topless there. And I think PJ Souls did, too.
John Candy surely got topless.
Yes, I believe he did.
Hey, guys. This gray and pink idea is so bad. It's an idea hatched by a brain that thinks the last act rack at Macy's is high fashion and salmon is a very current and preppy look. Not Hoosier. Thanks. That's from Big Tuft.
There's not a Hoosier thing I'm wearing today. I have a polo quarter zip.
How about slippers to go to work? That's a little Hoosier.
I have a pair of Perry Ellis pants on. My socks. You haven't seen my socks yet.
Doug, check out his socks.
That's Hoosier.
Socks aren't sexy.
Oh, you like the socks today?
They're Hoosier.
Look, a hand is a hand.
Here.
Me and John Kioski have kind of a sock war going on. He's got 6 sock game.
How's the slipper game?
He's probably got you.
Does the market manager wear slippers into work?
I'm probably the only guy I would say wearing slippers today.
Probably so.
They really don't look like slippers, though.
They look exactly like slippers.
I'm gay.
And again, I talk too much because I answer your idiotic post in there saying I talk too much. So I'm talking to you.
Well, you really have carved a niche, girl. I'm proud of you.
Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. It comes your way on our Captain's Log in the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. And maybe it would be good to pour yourself a glass of bourbon for this 9 o'clock hour. Fistful of bourbon, utilizing knowledge learned from the longest-serving malt master in the history of whiskey. Our master blender has married 5 straight bourbons into one beautiful bottle. Flavors of honey, creamy vanilla, and the delicate light spices of cinnamon and nutmeg will invade our mouth hole. It will always taste damn fine neat and make one hell of a cocktail. It ain't just a bourbon. It's a damn fistful. Imported by William Grant & Sons, New York, New York. Don't be a damn fool. Enjoy it responsibly. There it is. And now what are you doing? You are thinking about it.
Have you seen our studios? Our new studios are working on?
Yeah.
They got
a lot
the
of
floor
progress
in already. Have you
I
seen
didn't see the floor in.
Yeah.
The floor is in now.
See,
Is
I'm
that
gonna look
right?
at it after
Doug,
this.
we got new studios. We've only been here 2 months.
Wow, I can't wait to see the floor. I understand that's
I just
it
walked
already.
by last break and the floor is in. It's pretty cool.
What's it look like?
Kind of like a mosaic. I like a checkered tile. I
Say, look.
Oh, okay.
was going to say mosaic.
I like tile.
Mosaic.
Mosaic.
Just does enough.
Square tile.
To be one of the 20 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I was looking,
you
you
know,
know, because
playoffs, just have a pulse.
There's going to be 12 teams in the playoffs now.
all of the construction they're doing,
12.
they've taken all the guitars off the wall.
From what I read is that they're
Because I want to use a guitar on the 9
said
o'clock.
no to 14.
I want to use a guitar on the 9 o'clock song, and I
The
can't
owner
find a
said,
guitar.
"Stop talking for 5 seconds. Just give us 5 seconds to talk about something other than you."
Doug, I think it's 14.
I'm reading. The owners wanted 14. The players said no.
Okay. I meant the proposal was 14.
Somebody find me a
Without
guitar.
14 in is ridiculous.
I need to borrow a guitar for the 9 o'clock song.
You grab one of those Van
I
Halen
can't find them.
sunglasses.
They're all off the wall.
Those one-of-a-kind guitar.
And plus, I'm not even sure I'm allowed to touch them.
Yeah, there's a guy in slippers stealing the guitar signed by Van Halen.
Not Hoosier.
Chance, you're not supposed to take the signed guitars off the wall.
They're all off the wall already.
Well, that doesn't
That means they're free game.
they're toys. They're not your
And locked
toys, though.
plexiglass cases.
Oh, we're going to get thrown out of here.
Well, one take one.
Can't last here.
George
You want to
Costanza
go back to
playing
the
in
sex shop?
Babe Ruth uniform.
I'd like to
to.
do that. I haven't been up to the sex shop one.
We could give away for the email of the day a wing and fry party for 20 people.
Right.
And now,
Big party.
And 20 almost kiss
Oh, yeah.
tickets. Just go by the gas station and pick them up.
we don't have anything. But when we were above the sex shop, we were giving away like a $500 meal every day.
Right. I don't know what was up with that.
What kind of deal was that?
And nobody ever used them.
All right, we will close out our appliance discounters, 8 o'clock hour. Your hometown appliance source featuring major brands like GE. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour coming up next. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning.
Clarkson Eye Care doctors know that true care is about more than eyeglasses and contact lenses. It's about you. Clarkson Eye Care. Eye care with you at the center.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has you covered with everything you need to have fun out there. Order online at academy.com or on the Academy app and pick up in store or get free shipping on most orders. Shop Academy Sports and Outdoors. Free shipping applies to most orders over $25. Online sign required.
Mortgage interest rates have started to drop, and that's great news. The difference between a rate in the 7s and a rate in the 5s could save you hundreds of dollars a month. But if you've been wanting to buy a new home, you need to act fast. And with inventory already near record lows, home prices will start to rise again. Don't miss out on your chance to get a lower interest rate and an affordable purchase price on the home of your dreams. Get pre-approved today by visiting thehomeloanexpert.com. Home with a 10-day closing guarantee. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and we are thrilled to have another new sponsor on board the show. A couple of guys I have gotten to know. Longo Biggs Injury Law, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo here with me. And C.D., one of the things that I want our audience to know is this. When people get injured in an accident, they don't necessarily know what to do, and that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah. Tim, it can be a very confusing process. If you get hurt in a car accident or injured some other way, people do not know what to do. They don't even know how to start a claim. We're going to take the hassle out of your hands and make the entire process very easy. Injury cases are potentially worth a lot of money. We're going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. We're very excited to be part of the TMA family. We're hoping to have a lot of fun with this. If you are a loved one, do get injured, please remember us at Longo Biggs Injury Law. You can visit our website at longobiggs.com, and that is Biggs with 2 Gs.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Welcome to the Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you. Come on in. The water is really warm today. Feels good. Feels good on my boy chest.
Oh, gosh.
EDF Group text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Call in 636-9004-TMA. And email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And then you can watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/TMASTL. And rank which one from 1 to 4, because Jackson is not on cam, you think is sluttiest.
Oh, my gosh.
For the record, I think it's me.
Sluttiest? Like the easiest?
Well, I think we're all
Lowest
really
standards?
easy. I think, like, who's willing to not kink shame and celebrate your kinks.
Oh, well, I won't do that, yeah.
So
I
you do
will
kink
kink
shame.
shame, yeah, definitely.
So I think that
Absolutely.
makes you a bad slut.
Well, yeah, I'll kink shame. There's a lot of it deserves to be shamed.
Here's
So,
Stephen
count
A.
me out.
Smith again getting horny.
Oh. We have that in audio?
Yep.
All right, Plowsy, hit the lever. Okay, hit the lever, Plowsy.
Zion Williamson and porn stars. The name Zion Williamson came up because apparently he's about to be a daddy. He's about to be a dad. And the person who's about to make him a new father is not the person that was on social media talking about him. A girl by the name of Mariah Mills calling him out by name, giving vivid details of their encounters with one another. She's a porn star. Oh, where am I going? Man, you only played 29 games last year, and you missed the season before that. What the hell is taking you so long to get healthy? Well, now I know. You're young, you're not married, you can do what you want to do. It's a damn shame she putting your stuff out like that. Need to cancel her. But there's a bigger issue here. I mean, she's a porn star. One would surmise she's kind of an expert at whatever it is she does. You know, I've been waiting for the leg injury to cure to heal, Zion. I've been waiting for a while. You've been waiting for a while. I mean, damn, bro. No wonder you ain't healthy. I'm talking about your legs. We need those legs spry. He's a man-child. But you can't get healthy. Your lower extremities were compromised.
Flip that off.
What kind of show
Flip
was
off
that?
the very end.
What is with
Where was that?
What was
with
that
the-
last part?
Your lower extremity.
Okay, this is. There's so
And
much
she's
to
a
clip
porn
off.
star.
I think I'm just saving the entire clip because it's all a drop, right?
He makes
Like,
$12 million a year doing that stuff.
he sounded like a different person on a part of that.
Yeah.
And he's the only basketball player that's had a marriage out of wedlock.
Doug
He said he was
Lower.
single. He said he was single.
What?
Your lower extremities.
Oh, he's married?
No.
And he's got a baby mama?
They said he was single.
were compromised.
Well, as I said, how many players have had babies in the NBA that are out of wedlock? You going off on them?
Woof. That was a great clip, Jackson. Great find on that.
I saw it,
Yeah.
and I thought to myself,
Oof.
it needs to be the lead.
I'm
God.
telling you, Stephen A. gets horny, man.
At least get a porn star we've heard of.
Mariah Mills is, I don't know how popular she is, but she wrote a little novel about Zion yesterday on the Twitter tweets, and
I saw
they
the
were
Snapchats.
vivid.
I saw the Snapchats.
They were
Well,
vivid.
she got what she wanted. She's going to get a ton of money.
Yeah.
Spitting in each other's mouths.
Oh.
All right. Was that their kink?
She said she let him spit in her mouth.
Oh.
The whole
She's a
thing.
porn star.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how you get pregnant.
Think about that.
Good.
Right. Mariah Mills is not pregnant. Zion has a different woman who's his baby mother.
Yeah, this is
Why do you
just,
bring that up with her?
this is
Okay.
just lunch and banging.
It needs a little bit of context. So
Doug,
Zion,
here is your context.
Okay.
Yeah, I just heard screaming and porn star and legs, and
all right, try to follow.
we
So
need your legs.
2 days ago, Zion posted on Instagram of a lovely picture of him and his woman. They're having a child, the balloons, all that. She's pregnant. Very nice. Then yesterday, Mariah Mills starts releasing threads upon threads on Twitter saying that Zion was just with her and that he wanted to move her out to New Orleans and that he wanted her to be her girlfriend. This is all allegedly. And they were spitting in each other's mouths, and she encouraged him to lose weight and all this stuff. And it was exposing, making accusations of his current baby mama. And so that's the situation at hand.
Okay.
Why don't you guys wear rubber every once in a while?
Hey.
Doug?
What is it? Why? Yeah. Why?
Nice.
You keep getting girls pregnant, and you're not married, and your second one with the second girl. You got to keep paying for these kids.
No, this is
You
his
gotta
first
pay the-
child. This is his first child.
Well, didn't you say she just had a kid? Her baby daddy?
What?
Nurse?
What are you... what?
We're confused by the whole story.
I couldn't have laid it out any simpler. He's having a child with his baby mama. Mariah Mills is not pregnant, but claims she was just with him and that they had some very kinky sex. And now Zion is having a baby with this different woman.
Okay, so he had two girlfriends.
So she's not pregnant.
One of them isn't. One of them is.
Your lower extremities.
He said she was. He said we're having a baby.
Yeah, one of them is pregnant. One of them isn't. One of the girlfriends is. One of them isn't.
I'm confused.
A lot of people talking about this marriage out of wedlock.
I said you had a baby out of wedlock.
He said marriage first.
Well, I apologize.
It's all good. I just want to... So only one of these girls is pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I took.
The
from
porn star is not pregnant.
What about Lana Rhoades?
Lana Rhoades is, and they think they found out the real baby daddy.
Yeah.
And who is the real baby's father?
Well, he's playing right now for the Denver Nuggets. This is all, of course,
I thought he was playing for the Boston Celtics.
One would think, but apparently it's Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown, Doug.
Not Blake Griffin, because
I just did a DP.
Lana Rhoades
Okay.
has posted a lot on Instagram of, like, at the game with the hard eye emojis of Bruce Brown. Now, when she originally said, it would have been a Brooklyn Nets player, 2 years ago, Bruce Brown was on the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, the problem, this is probably why it isn't out. He only has a $13 million contract. If it was Blake Griffin, I feel like that would be out in the open because you'd be looking for that payday.
Right.
I thought it was Big Mike.
Who's Big Mike?
It says she was dating.
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
longest
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I remember him.
Producer Joe is listening to the show this morning.
Why don't you go to work?
And he said back-to-back days of being an absolute moron. I don't know what that was
He could be
like.
talking about any of us.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's just back-to-back days. That means
Yeah,
the
you're
day
not
before
spreading them
that
out.
means on Tuesday I had a good day.
Let Ken cook, guys. Thanks, Kevin's brother Jack. And then his last name is Demoff.
No, I just don't get it. I really don't. I mean, how many kids did Latrell Sprewell have with 7 different women, 7 kids?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where
well,
Wasn't Sean Kemp the king of that?
Yeah, where a
Rain
condom?
Man.
Jenks, Coke.
Now,
Rails.
now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard a lot of these guys do wear rubbers.
Where would you hear something like
what is
that?
this?
This is
Where would you
Of course
hear
they
that?
do.
To the grapevine.
this is an explanation I got from an athlete.
You're just
one time.
hanging around NBA locker rooms?
No, an athlete. He wasn't an NBA player. He was an athlete, and he told me. And I actually was talking about that. I said, I don't know, all these guys just keep getting girls pregnant, and having kids. He goes, a lot of times what they do is in the hotel room, they bring the girls up. They wear a condom, but they don't flush it. They just throw it in the trash. And the girl grabs it and takes it and uses what was in the condom to impregnate herself.
I'm sure
No sexual urge at all.
That's how they get money.
I'm sure there are many
I wanna
women
make
that would like
love.
to have a child with an NBA player who's making millions.
Yeah, are you kidding me? If I'm a female, I'm doing that too, dog.
You would do that?
Yeah, if you're going to be irresponsible and not flush it, I'm taking it.
And then they get themselves pregnant, and then
Yeah.
big payday.
Get the money. Yeah.
Now you got to raise that kid, which you really didn't want. You wanted it for the money.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for the kid.
Well, that goes
I'm
on
not a
all over
gentleman.
our country.
I'm a whore.
No, hey, gosh.
That's just what I was told. Sometimes that happens, but I'm sure it didn't happen to Sean Kemp.
Now, who told you that?
I'm not going to give his name.
Can't reveal sources. Doug, you remember Woodward Bernstein?
Yeah, I can't give his name.
Also, Zion is just having the one child, Not very-
I
it's
know,
not
but
reckless.
still, he's not married.
So?
Sounds like a gangbang to me.
Well, and probably another year from now, he won't be with this chick. He'll be with another chick and get her pregnant.
It is a big problem in this country, fatherless.
Yeah, I'm not saying
families.
NBA players, but yeah, everybody needs a dad.
Yeah.
And if you're just going to have a kid and then leave, he doesn't have a dad.
Yeah.
Who's saying he's going to leave? He's got a ton of money. And
Well, the majority of them do. So chances are, if you play the odds. I mean, I'm nobody
you
to
don't
get.
have a mom because you're not married, so your kids don't have that mom that you're dating.
Feel bad for that kid. I probably shouldn't be talking about this. I've never been in that situation, so. But you see it going on all the time. It's just, God, put a Jimmy on.
Oh, Jimmy. Well, I'm sure the temptation is great when you're young and rich and the women are throwing themselves at you.
We got to put it in the perspective of a 22-year-old with a 5-year, $194 million
Yeah.
contract.
The world is his oyster.
If I'm 22 with that money, I don't even know if I'm showing up to the games.
Oh.
So that's very young with a lot of money. It's hard to be an adult that quick.
Yeah.
Buck Swope is sending screenshots of tweets to me in my texts. Mariah Mills, Doug. You're not familiar with Mariah Mills?
No, I'm not.
Nor am I.
Mariah Carey?
No, Mills, and it's spelled M-A-R-I-A, Mills, and then there's 3 S's at the end of that. That's a unique spelling of the last name Mills.
Kind of a look at me spelling.
That's not what social media is about. I let you F me so many times without a condom, and this is what you do to me, a hood rat that does CPN. Jackson?
That I'm not familiar with.
What's CPN?
That I'm not familiar with.
I motivated you to get back in shape. I let you F me all kinds of ways and film me on your phone, and you impregnate a low-budget porn star. DNA test or I am done. Mariah Mills.
CPN is like a private credit card.
She's upset that she didn't get pregnant, it sounds like.
Well, I think she's more upset that the other girl did.
And she didn't. Because I let you without wearing a condom. And
Well,
you
she
get
knew
her
what she was
pregnant.
doing
So she was
there.
trying to get pregnant. The other girl did first, so now she's screwed.
I ain't having sex when I'm rich.
You're not?
But off.
Wow.
I say when I'm rich because that's somehow happening, I guess.
How's Madison going to feel about that?
No, I have sex with like my wife, but if I'm single, nah. There's so much porn out there, so many devices.
Oh.
I'm gonna save my
Fleshlights?
money. Yeah, I think the flashlight industry for myself would be huge. if I
No,
loaded. Have
brother.
a whole shelf.
I'm also seeing on CPN that's chicken patty nipples.
Oh, I saw that too. I didn't
Chicken
think...
patty nipples. Is that what your buddy Oatmeal has?
It's close.
Is that right?
I let you chicken patty my nipples?
No.
Cut that off.
She said, I let you CPN me.
It reminds me in Succession when they asked Logan's current girlfriend if he had seen Logan's omelet-sized nipples.
No. Omelet. 2 or 3 egg.
That's
Oh,
wild.
my God. Probably 2 egg.
Yeah.
But it's she says a hood rat that does CPN. What does that mean? That does CPN?
Probably meant to say has. You know, these porn stars have a tendency to not be able to put sentences together.
Yeah.
Give me an example of one.
I
just
just did a
did.
DP.
Yeah,
Cut that off.
I just did a DP with my dad and my brother, and that was a lot of fun. That was a movie.
One time I shot like a cuckold scene with like my dad and my brother.
Well,
That was
Flaherty
a lot
looked
of
good
fun
last
to
night.
shoot.
I'll say
The
that.
clip that off doesn't have the. That was a lot of fun to shoot.
That was a lot of fun to shoot, yeah.
Guys, I love these two dumbs. They barf words, and then as if assigned their own opinion, they do their best to defend the statement. It's a trip to listen to. Doug, that's from a wonderful holiday. It's called Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Well, that's what radio is, opinions.
Yes.
I mean, we could have just sit there and you read that story. Well, I've never been a basketball player, so I can't talk about it. How interesting would that have been?
Well, you did a lot of fooling around in your younger days
I did. I never got a girl pregnant.
that you know of.
Yeah, when you're banging 500, it's hard to keep track of the
Yeah.
women.
If you were making $90 million a year, I suppose one of those might have turned up pregnant or let you know about it.
Yeah, but I wasn't making a lot of money, so maybe they got pregnant and wanted no part of me as a father, so they didn't even tell me. It's always that possibility.
So it's better to be
Who
poor.
had the first kid?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's better to be poor.
Think about that.
Because they don't want you to be part of their life,
Yeah,
so they're not going to
yeah.
tell you they got a kid. You don't got to worry about it.
It's good to be poor.
It's good
The
to work with
memoir.
Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Friends of the Feather, gather around and work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, and Peter Munganess. Doug, what stands out to you about the wonderful people at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota?
Just how nice and professional everybody is.
Yeah.
It's like normally in the past, something goes wrong with your car. You're thinking, oh no, where do I go now?
No.
What are they going to tell me? Can I trust what's going on? That's all out the window with Munganess. You know they are. You feel like you know these guys the first time you meet them. You take your car in there, and they'll absolutely do you right every single time. They're just fantastic people.
Can't say enough about them. You're exactly right. There's a secret number for the listeners, 314-252-0029, that will connect you with the Muckety Mucks of Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, and Peter Munganess. 314-252-0029. Even if you need your car from Munganess, get it serviced at Munganess. stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Want to get your work in? Want to find that perfect stroke for chipping and pitching? I would like to recommend to you Family Golf and Learning Center. Iggy, I think the weather today is going to be glorious. Am I right on that, or are you seeing something different?
No, it's what our friend Jay Randolph Jr. would call
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce Day.
Chamber of Commerce Day. Perfect day to get to Family Golf and Learning Center. Double-decker driving range. They have camps. They have monthly clinics. They have lessons with wonderful instructors. On-course programs with their Par 3. You can host events there like birthday parties, graduation parties, corporate events, and clinics. It's familygolfonline.com. I am there, I would say 2 to 3 times a week. And just getting work in, Doug.
Are you?
Just getting work in. It's Family Golf and Learning Center. I don't know what the status of my J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship match is. The Pope, Joseph Paul, he is out of town through Sunday.
Gosh.
This again?
I don't know if he was out of town when he I apologize for my chair. We have a crisis here at Hubbard Radio in which, we thought it just might have been the strip mall situation in Kirkwood, but I think it's a problem throughout the industry. Chair thieves.
Yeah, I'm back with my normal one today. The last 2 days I came in, I was in the kiddie chair.
So who gets here first? Plowhawk, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
And their chairs just empty from our studio?
This is the first time it has happened.
That there were no chairs in the studio?
There was 2.
They took my stool.
We had 4 in here because Plowhawk and I had a sound story yesterday, and we had 2 guests. So that means, Doug, 4 chairs in the studio.
Yeah. The thing
and
with
that went until about 12:45.
I had to get the
after
kitchen
12:45, they swiped them.
Yeah.
We always have 4 chairs in here for us, but
people are taking them out.
Yeah, I came in Monday.
And this chair, Doug, you can hear it. Listen.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Well, now, as soon as you wanted it to squeak, it did.
And that's a gray one. We never had a gray one in here.
It's from the Production 2 booth.
So we came in here Monday, and there were only 3 chairs in here. Doug's was gone, and I had the little chair that wouldn't boost up. I was like sitting. You could barely see my hat.
Yeah.
That's when it started. Iggy, correct, over the weekend, because when I came in on Monday, we had to grab, Doug, you remember, we had to grab this chair from the booth.
Oh,
I think you were the one that might have grabbed
I
it
did.
as
I had
well.
to get from our old studio.
Yeah, we had two coffee cups in here. Still had coffee in them.
What's going on?
I mean, I guess they can use the studio, whatever studio they want, but no reason to take chairs.
No, leave our stools be.
Yeah.
Do we have to put up like a little surveillance camera in here?
I don't know.
See who the chair thief is?
You think maybe somebody's got a bunch of guests come in the studio, their own studio, and they need more chairs to let everybody sit down?
But then you return them once they're done.
Well, you would think, but they must have just forgotten.
I'm going to go look. I'm going to go look around.
Oh, Jackson's going to lead an investigation. I like this. I like this quite a bit.
I'm going to look in our old studio.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the point studio. Just take some of their chairs.
Where's everybody in the point studio? Are they doing a remote?
I think they all took days off. I know Riz is on vacation.
Oh, is that right?
And Learn is off the next 2 days, and I don't think Learn would take off with Riz on vacation. So I'm guessing they do so many. They do so many remotes and things that they got days built up. So I'm just guessing maybe they just all took Thursday and Friday off. I don't think they're doing a show.
Well, I don't know.
Unless it's just
I just want
Moon
my
and
chair
Rafe.
back. I want my chair, my stool.
King Scott.
But I can tell you this. I see, when I'm wrapping up Balloon Party, I see Riz, Rafe, Learn, King Scott, and Moon. They head out in the 11 o'clock range. So they would not have been here unless they returned to the building to be potential suspects in Chairgate.
Well, I'm not
Hubbard
blaming
Radio
them.
St. Louis.
I just
So
say
I
go-
crossed them off the list.
Yeah, I just say go steal their chairs and in there. We can take their chairs if we need them.
And why would Liv Maddox, afternoon drive host, she filled in, Doug, while you were vacationing in the Mediterranean, why, when all she needs is one chair to do afternoon drive on the point, why would she come in and take our chair?
I just don't get it.
I don't think she is a suspect.
Those Arch people get a lot of guests in there.
It's the Arch guys.
But Courtney and that crew is done at 10 o'clock as well. And
No,
again,
it's
the
not
Plowhawk and I were here till 12:45, so it had to take place between 1 p.m. and 5 a.m. today.
I'm going to blame Jamie Rivers.
Oh, I
Jamie
wouldn't do
Rivers.
that. You'll hear Jamie Rivers' music, and he'll pin you up against the wall like he did Jackson.
Much rather blame it on Ryder. I think we can take him.
I was here till around 2:15 yesterday, so that rules out. So 2:15 to 5 a.m. is our window.
Okay, 2:15.
I just looked in a bunch. There's no extra chairs in any other studio. I don't know where these chairs are going.
Yeah, that was my thing. I have no idea where they are.
There's there's one old chair in our old studio.
Could it potentially be in the conference room? Maybe they had a big
I
old
looked in the smaller one.
Okay.
Maybe the video production room.
Doug,
Maybe
there
they
are
did
3
something?
conference rooms. Jackson, have you scoured all 3 conference rooms?
I'm on my way. I'll report back.
This is great. This is a nice investigation we're doing here.
And this is kind of a lot of steps that Jackson's putting in for
A lot of
his.
steps, yeah.
Could it possibly be maybe the cleaning lady? She moves the chairs out to sweep and then just leaves them out there or pushes them somewhere else and forgets to put them back in here?
I doubt it.
When you guys get new chairs, put Iggy for Mayor bumper stickers on those bishes so no one is taking them. Thanks. That's from Zach's wife, Gummy.
We never had Iggy from Mayor bumper stickers. We had shirts and hats, and they all sold out.
Have you considered another run?
No, I found out what it paid.
What did
You're
it pay?
older and wiser now.
What did it pay?
Well, I couldn't run for mayor.
$350.
I couldn't run for mayor. They told me I had to get what are they called? The people under the mayor.
Doug?
The sub-mayors.
Like council people.
Councilman?
Yeah, they said you can't run for mayor unless you've held a seat on the council. You have to run for councilman.
Is that really a rule?
Yeah. The lady told me that. She goes, nobody's ever been mayor that hasn't been a councilman first.
Well, that's different than a rule.
Well, she told me that. She goes, I'm just telling you, no one will be elected unless you've been a council person first.
When it comes to mayoral election in Maryland Heights, I'm never going to fail.
There you go.
Great editing. What?
You think you would have won?
I didn't do that.
So I said, what does that pay? And she said $6,200 a year.
For mayor?
Wow.
No,
Councilman.
for a councilman.
And how many hours a week is that?
I don't know. It's not enough. Not enough money for me to do that.
Well, I doubt they do much work, right? No offense.
They'd probably get together once a week or so.
Well, I told you what I wanted to do was
What?
I want to be mayor and then just do a terrible job and then they fire me and I still get paid.
This is huge.
Aim high. Aim high and strive for greatness.
That work ethic.
Well, it's always been the same. It wouldn't be any different if I was the mayor of Maryland Heights.
Now, why would they keep paying you if you got fired?
Well, they can't just take my money.
Yes, they can.
If they fire me because I don't like the job I'm doing, they have to pay me.
That says who? You think everyone who gets fired still gets paid?
Well, it'd be for cause.
Look, I've never had a really great work ethic.
Well, if they terminate you for cause, then I would say that it reduces the probability that you'll continue to receive compensation.
Well, if I have a contract and you fire me because you don't like the job I'm doing, so what? Who are you to say you don't like the job I'm doing?
I wouldn't think they'd get the mayor wouldn't have a
that'd
contract.
be a fun negotiation. Love to see that go down.
Mayor Strode and contract.
So you wanted to be mayor so you could do a lousy job.
And get
So you
terminated.
could get fired, thinking that they would continue to pay you just
That was the
indefinitely?
business plan.
Not a terrible job, just not do anything.
Which would,
And how long do you think they would continue to pay you after you were fired?
I don't know.
Like Social Security, like till you die?
They'd have to pay my contract.
You wouldn't have a contract as mayor.
You got a 2-year deal.
2-year
Two-year
deal with the company
term.
option.
Doesn't mean it's a
2-year term.
contract.
City option.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting paid by the hour. I have a contract. How much I make a year?
There's a lot of people who have a salary that aren't under contract.
There got to be texts about this, right?
Probably most people.
We have texts about 5,000 different topics right now. I'm just taking my pick.
Most people who have a salary don't have a contract. They do in our business.
I would think they do. That would be an hourly wage. That wouldn't be a salary.
Well, sure it would be a salary.
Hey, Twisted Femur, you and your slut from West Virginia won't need chairs. You two will be sitting on my fists and squealing like little piggies.
What?
Doug, that's from the recovering alcoholic
Oh.
from Belleville and Webster Grove.
I didn't like it. I'm going to get the suspension log. Go back.
Yeah, good for you, Doug.
Here it is right
What
here.
are you talking about? Who's a twisted femur?
Maybe me.
Recovering alcoholic has been suspended.
I was wondering about that as well.
I have twisted femurs.
Suspended a period of 2 days' time, and his name, as we speak, is going into my suspension log. You
Guys, Iggy's running the Kim Gardner playbook. That's from Jonathan Titsworthy. Jackson, what is the result of your full-scale investigation into TMA Chairgate 2023?
So I swept the area, secured the perimeter.
Yeah.
I looked in the executive conference room. All those chairs are all the same, not ours.
Okay.
I looked in the big conference room. Again, all the chairs are the exact same, none of them ours.
Okay.
I looked in the 101 ESPN Sports office. Clear. The one place I didn't look because I don't want. It's a room with like a door that's not like a glass door. It's the video room where they do all the video.
Video room.
And so I'm not going to make any accusations.
That's a nice suspect, though.
Yeah, because Randy does the show in there, and I don't know if possibly, but that's a long journey. I know this is tough for listeners who 99.9% have never been inside this building, but that's a long journey to take with our chair through the building to get to that office.
2 chairs.
Yeah, so like that would be suspect.
What about the Beetle Room?
what?
The executive conference room?
Is that what that's called?
What's a beetle room?
It's the Beetle conference room with all the Beetle memorabilia.
Yeah, that one's clear, secured.
That would have been my guess where they would have gone.
Guys, just leave the YouTube cameras on all weekend long like you did during the commercial break yesterday. That's from Jonathan Mardukas.
They're on for like 2.5 minutes.
We need like a beware of attack dog sign on our door.
Yeah, Doug, beware of dog.
Beware of Takesmiths.
But if you didn't see that, though, like, I know that was a mistake on my part, but the screenshots of Doug helping Iggy try to show him how to do a screenshot on a cell phone was actually pretty entertaining to see on the fan page.
Was it?
There's no audio or anything.
No audio, just you showing Iggy how to screenshot, and it was funny.
Tim, with regards to your Fan Page Club Championship match, the Pope is going to block off his calendar again. That match will be decided via coin flip. That's from the 3 and 4.
This guy.
Weren't you guys supposed to play?
We were, and that's the thing. It was on me. It wasn't on the Pope that I had to cancel on. Doug, was it Tuesday that you were going to be out there, and I had to tell you that I wasn't
going to be out there
because I was meeting with sponsor, sales call meeting with the great Maggie Kozlowski in, was that Swansea, Illinois, where I was?
No, could have been Belleville.
And so I was just going to be late, and so I had to let him know I couldn't make it. So that's on me. So I don't think it would be fair for it to be decided by coin flip.
He needs to forfeit.
No, because I should forfeit.
No, he needs to. You don't forfeit, Tim. He needs to forfeit because you had a sales meeting.
Nobody wants
you
to
get the win.
Nobody wants to win that way. So, good for the Pope to say, no, I'm not going to take the forfeit. Let's reschedule.
But there's a deadline. The deadline's this Sunday, baby, and he's in Nashville.
He forfeits.
Well, then.
But that's on me that we didn't play on Tuesday.
He forfeits.
Let's give him the second time we give him a one-time deal where he can play.
Doug, it's the second time, one-time deal.
Yeah, we give him a one-time deal that Pope could reschedule his match after the deadline. Well, let's put Pope in there again. Second time he can reschedule a match past the deadline. We do have precedent.
I think he needs to forfeit. Just to really send a message. You don't go out of town in the middle of the fan club championship.
Nice.
You don't.
Go down to Nashville and play it. I can hook up at Bent Creek down there in Gatlinburg.
Who's your hookup in Gatlinburg?
Where the lady is that runs it.
You know her well enough, you just call and she'll say, sure, they can play free.
No, I just gave her a mention on the man or the woman, whatever I was doing at the time.
And what is that, 10 years ago? And she'd say, oh, yeah, he's mentioned our name once, so everyone plays free?
It wouldn't have been the man.
Is that how it works?
Probably in my days with Gaudier at 920.
And just that mention, you think, would get you free golf?
It did.
It did?
Me and my brother-in-law played for free.
Well, that's payola.
Well, it wasn't payola when you're buying your time. I wasn't buying my time, but
nice.
The host
Someone else was buying.
The host was.
How about you guys put people in your tournament that aren't out of town every other week? That's from Cuckleberry Finn, and he is not happy with the field of the J. Randolph Jr. Michelob Ultra Fan Page Club Championship.
Shouldn't be.
You should actually, your whole summer should involve, like, being around this tournament.
Well, either you're in it or you're not.
Look, your kids' soccer games, those are up in the air.
Yeah.
Family vacation, those are out.
Throw them out, yeah.
This is Fan Page Club Championship season.
It is. It's a 3-month season minimum.
Thank God I got out early.
We should do it next year. This, you know how we have everybody play the first day together. Then you just make dates. We play a 36-hole match the first day. You all play your 32 matches, and then right after that, you play 16 matches in the same day. And then you say, okay, 1 month from now, we're playing 2 more matches.
You want guys to play 36 holes?
No, there are going to be guys that were in that tournament that would not survive.
36
Was
holes.
that like 8 hours of golf?
2 matches. Well, they do it on the PGA Tour.
Well, those are professionals.
Didn't we get done at like 6?
We have carts.
There was a bit of a pace of play issue.
But if we did tee off, and if we teed off at 7:15 a.m., again, this would be hilarious to get 64 people there at 7 getting ready to play 10 hours of golf. But it could be done if you start it that early.
Yeah, you'd be down to 16 players after one day.
They would expect.
Look at that, Doug. Sounds like a plan.
It seems like too much.
They would expect literally 2 lunches.
And then
You have to have that. You're going to be there 8 or 9 hours.
Then you set up another date a month from now. This is the second date. All right? And those 16 players will be cut down to 4 at the end of that day. Now you're down to the semifinals in 2 months.
Caller
month,
Ellen is
actually.
not on board. She says Iggy can't be this obtuse. And before you ask, the definition of obtuse is slow to understand. It's from Caller Ellen. She is
Well,
not
I know
on
what
board.
obtuse means, but I don't know what it pertains to. What am
Your
I obtuse about?
obtuseness.
I don't understand match play.
But let's say I create a game
Okay.
where you get to pick 5 players tonight in the major leagues. All right? And if your 5 players, based on numeric totals, have better offensive numbers for the night than any other 5 players, you win $50,000.
Oh, nice.
What a dolt.
And this was how many years after fantasy baseball had been in progress?
This clip was like 4 years ago.
Really?
We've been playing fantasy for. God.
So technically, you could, after 1 month, after 1 month,
It's not going to happen.
We would be
People are
down-
not going to stay out there 9-10 hours to play.
we'd be down to the semifinals in 1 month.
So what? Why not play it all in one day? You'd be done in one
There's
day.
not enough light.
We would have literally people like keeling over on like hole 20, 25.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then don't
36
play.
holes?
We want 64 people that will play 32 or 36 holes.
Obtuse.
And most of these matches aren't going to go past 12, 13 holes anyway.
Tim, could you imagine the putts that are going to be on the 26th hole?
How drunk some of these people would be.
You're in a cart.
You still get drunk in a cart.
Yeah, but you're saying they're out of shape. The PGA players, they're different. They walk 36 holes when they play match play.
Well,
in
if
the
you're shooting
semifinals.
at 90
World-class
twice,
players, most in their 20s and 30s.
You're riding in a cart.
That's
How
what they
tired
live
can you
for.
get?
We got a bunch of walruses out there.
and you potentially shooting 180 shots that day,
Yeah.
right? Like in 290s is doable for a lot of these players, for myself included.
We can't get these guys to play 18 holes. This guy like Pope, he runs out of town when his match comes up.
That's why you get it all done in a month. Then you're down to the semifinals, and you got a couple months to schedule your 2 matches.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's just a suggestion.
I think it should be a 2-day event, and we stay the night at Gateway. We play 18.
Ooh, sleepover.
Have, maybe evening fishing, Iggy. We could have a campfire with some s'mores. I'll bring my pop out. We all tent up and wake up at Gateway there next morning.
I guess if you wanted to get through the first couple rounds in a hurry, you could make it 9-hole match play. Everybody's out there. You play 9 holes. And
Now, who's being
eliminate.
obtuse?
You could play 9-hole in a match play tournament.
No.
Well, sure you could.
Why don't we just play 1 hole until somebody wins?
Well, if you want to get through it in a hurry, you could eliminate half the field in the first round and another half second round just playing 18 holes.
I gave you a way to get it done quickly playing 18.
But it's
1
too
hole.
long.
That would be so
it's
funny.
Too long.
Oh, if you don't want to play 36 holes and I'm tired of playing golf, then don't play.
And don't go out of town.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a landing strip.
You know when the dates are. You don't go out of town when you know you only have a week left to get your match done.
You can really like golf and have no interest in playing 36 holes in one day. That would be me.
No. Well, then you don't understand pitching, and that's okay.
Say that again.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
The Gould, I'm sorry, is absolutely kills me. I'm sorry.
There was tension there, it seemed.
I like the idea, Eggs. I'd do it.
Express your attention via the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. The great Seth Goldcamp was in studio yesterday after the show. Design Air, sponsor of our email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Seth was talking about why they have the reputation they have, and I thought this was really enlightening. He goes, it's not just me and my current family members. This is a business that was started by his great-grandfather. So it's a reputation and a legacy of his great-grandfather, his grandfather, and his father. And now he carries that on in the 4th generation of Design Air Heating and Cooling. And I think that is why we have so many listeners who rave about their experiences when they do business with them. They're not going to get upsold.
No.
And I don't know how many times I have gotten an email from somebody or a DM from somebody saying, I had Design Air out. It was an incredible experience, and they wound up being less expensive than the people who came out, and I priced against them. So good for Design Air Heating and Cooling. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jackson, can we go QFTAing today?
Absolutely.
Woot, woot. Send your erotic stories in, Doug. Bupkis Boy 99 sent one in last week.
We don't need erotic stories.
What?
We can make them up our own self.
That Bupkis Boy story was the biggest load of crap I ever heard.
Oh my God, Jackson. That's a damning comment
Yeah,
on
you
your
came
part.
after him there.
Bupkis Boy. Was it Bupkis Boy 99?
Probably 69 if I had to guess.
I understand that. I
It
wouldn't
was,
blame you for that.
it was unbelievable. Literally unbelievable.
Bupkis Boy. Send your erotic stories in. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com and see what you got here. Doug, it was Bupkis Boy 69.
Okay.
You're right. Just to give you boys a taste.
Yep.
All right, Tim and Jackson, time to share an erotic story. Last year, I found myself waiting out a delayed flight in a proper way by drinking several overpriced tall boys at the bar nearest my gate. I eventually boarded my flight with the A group in a fairly buzzed-up state and took the middle seat in that two-seat emergency exit row on every Southwest plane. A few minutes later, a cute blonde lass, a few years younger than me, asked to take the aisle seat next to me. Just to get out in front of it, she was a St. Louis 7. She was in her late 20s. It soon became obvious she'd adopted a strategy similar to mine during the flight delay.
How old were they?
Excuse me?
How old were they?
He said she was in her late 20s.
Okay.
Obviously stunning hot because she's from
St. Louis 7. We both ordered another drink, and it's fair to say we were obnoxious passengers laughing it up in the middle of the plane. We were about 45 minutes into the flight when I noticed her flipping through photos on her phone. You know, the good kind. I commented, "Those are nice. Are they of you?" "They are," she replied.
Okay,
So he looked right into her phone? That's
So
an
she-
invasion of privacy.
No, she's searching her own nude pics on a flight in St. Louis. This is so, like, I honestly right now still believe Becky Wiesberger is real over this story. And we all know that she isn't.
Well, you know
That's
what you
how
can-
confident I am that
I'm
it
with you,
never happened.
Blasi. And she wasn't showing them to him because he said, "Are those of you?"
You know what you can
Are
do?
those
And
of you
apparently,
shooting-
apparently it's been done a few times on airlines now. You can airdrop pictures
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to all the phones around you.
Oh, nice.
And at one point, the story was in the news where a pilot was getting naked pictures of
Oh,
somebody.
Bill.
Because, you know, if you hit airdrop and there's 50 people around you within range,
Yeah, yeah.
you can just airdrop them whatever pictures you'd like to airdrop.
Everybody can see her acres.
We've read that story on here before.
Yeah.
What's he doing looking at his phone while he's supposed to be flying a plane?
Doug?
Well, I'm
that's
sure it's
true.
He was on instruments. You think
She-
the pilots never glance at their phone while they're up there?
I would hope not.
Well, they do, I'm sure.
Oh.
She then proceeded to give me a photographic tour of her most intimate parts.
Oh, parts?
And after a few minutes, reached into her bag and pulled out a blanket.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they don't have those in the plane.
She had a full blanket in her purse?
She covered both of our laps and proceeded to service me manually in the
No.
broad daylight of the flight.
It didn't happen.
I did my best to return the favor. After we landed, she suggested we find a family bathroom to continue to get to know each other.
Oh.
We found one between our gates. I told her I needed to run by the concession area quickly, and she asked me to knock on the door 3 times when I was ready to join her.
Oh.
I made a quick purchase of the required protection, then joined my flight mate. Without getting too graphic, there are only so many positions you'd want to assume in a public bathroom in an airport, and it carried the added bonus of not requiring any kissing. After a few minutes, she dropped to her knees and finished things off.
No, it didn't happen.
We freshened up and said our goodbyes.
Freshened up.
She exited first, and I never saw her again. It turns out my connecting flight had the same flight crew. One of the flight attendants recognized me from the last flight and delivered several cold beverages to me before drink service even started. When we landed, she invited me to meet her at the Renaissance Hotel
God, come
bar.
on. Stop
Knock
reading.
it off!
Stop reading.
It didn't happen.
This is the fakest story I've ever
Fakest
heard in my
I've
life.
ever heard in my life.
This is so bad.
This is so bad.
But I'd had enough fun for one day. It was getting late and I was ready to shower. And yes, all tests came back negative. Just signed me off as Bupkis Boy 69.
Gosh, he made it all up.
Yeah, that is the the worst story I've ever heard in my life.
I
It's not
never
even
want to hear
close to being-
stories anymore. I actually think I'm there.
You could
I
be-
don't want to hear the
you could be-
listener stories anymore.
Derek Jeter in his prime and not have those kind of things happen to you on an airplane.
When you
don't
tell a
think?
chick, is that you? You're never going to get a fun response.
Who's
ever.
looking at nude photos of themselves
Yeah.
on the plane? Of themselves, you know?
Maybe if you were trying to entice the person next to you to start a
Right.
conversation.
That's like a guy move. It
Yeah.
doesn't strike me as a female move.
Look, and it was fake enough, but when you
bold
come
man
back
move.
and try to double down, I had the same flight crew, and she noticed me, gave me free drinks, and then she serviced me.
Right.
Why don't you stop?
Stop it.
Don't waste your time
Don't
with QFTA with
waste
this.
your time with us.
Doug, what about the blanket?
That was fake, too. A
Yeah,
blanket won't fit into a purse.
Everybody carries a blanket with them when they go on the plane in a purse.
If you used a blanket, wouldn't you just use the one in the overhead bin?
I actually think he's never been on a plane before either. I'm going to go. as far as
Bupkis
that.
Boy 69 has never been on a plane.
Never.
I'm going to say he's never been with a woman.
Oh, yeah. Is there even a section on Southwest where there's only 2 seats in the row?
I don't believe so.
No.
Yeah, so he
I've
made
never
that up
seen
too. And yet we're spending at least 15 minutes on the story.
Yeah, don't waste your time on QFTA on this.
We wasted our time here with it.
We read it last week.
Yeah.
No.
So this is a second airing.
So you thought you would...
Bupkis Boy 69, Doug. Credible from my standpoint.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
He's kidding, Nicky.
Let him have it.
The story is real. I was the blonde on the plane, and I've been telling my friends all about Bupkis Boy 69. That's from Bill's wife. Bill's wife was the one that serviced the gentleman.
Isn't.
I'm actually now 99% confident Bill's wife is a female.
I'm not.
Oh, my God.
Don't be hoodwinked.
No.
I'm sure we have a text from the stewardess as well.
Yeah, they're all calling in to corroborate the story.
There is 100% a row on every Southwest flight that has 2 seats only in the row.
Where is
But
that?
the rest of it is BS. That's from Uncle Cucker,
Where are the 2 seats?
the emergency room. Good morning. I have an erotic story. I masturbated myself to sleep to a threesome, and one of the gals was licking the other one's arse. And I don't mind it when it's lesbians. And this is the only erotic story that is true ever. All others are obtuse. That's from Steve in Wildwood, and he's a chairman.
Okay. Okay.
The last flight I took, the gentleman next to me claimed that a rattlesnake bit him on his inner thigh, and I needed to suck the poison out or he'll die. The chafing from his power waddle to the gate tasted like warm oatmeal, and the presence of his hungry snake caused my lower intestine to expel pre-lust into my boy panty.
He got bit by the rattler in the airport terminal? I hate when that happens.
There's so many of them out there.
You're just in line to check your baggage and a rattler bites you? And you go ahead and go on the plane? Sure, I'll take the flight anyway.
Well, you got to find another gentleman to suck the poison out.
That's correct.
Should have saved that for an email today.
Good morning. I was the co-pilot on that flight. It definitely happened. We were watching it on video from the
No.
cockpit. That's for the thumb out of water.
They don't have a camera in the cockpit, do they? Do they have a camera on the passengers?
They may now.
They probably do.
See if terrorists are coming.
We'll just keep an eye on the passengers.
Well, yeah, to keep an eye on
They
them.
cause a lot of trouble.
I don't believe there's one person that would think that story was real.
No.
Bupkis Boy 69.
No. Well, it isn't real.
And you took the time, was it like 9 paragraphs long?
Look how many paragraphs.
You took the time to write that.
Well, yeah. And we read it on the air twice now.
Yep.
So it was worth his time.
That's the value of the erotic story.
Mhm.
T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Guys, when I hear these erotic stories, it confirms that this is the most sexless audience in all of radio. Thanks. That's from the Crystal City Clamhammer.
Oh.
Do you think this is the most sexless audience?
Probably. We've seen the listeners.
I know Bupkis boys are getting laid.
I wasn't on that flight, but that same thing has happened to me 5 times. That's from
Uh-huh.
Chairman Steve, and he's in Wildwood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's something people are running into, I guess, out there, getting pleasured.
It must happen to someone at some point, right?
Well, I think it happens quite a bit. I mean, it's happened to me.
It hasn't happened to you.
Sure it has.
It hasn't.
I've told the story many times.
Where you're on the plane and a gorgeous woman just has to
No.
be with you.
I wouldn't go through all
I have
that.
not heard that
And I got free
version yet.
drinks, and she had a blanket. She was showing me pictures. No,
Is
but
that a
it
new report?
was in the back row with a
We don't know.
blanket, and I've had mile-high sex. I think everybody's done that. Then.
No, they haven't. No.
So that's last year's report.
So it's not a real report.
Was this with a stranger? With someone you just met on the plane?
One was, one wasn't.
Oh, so it's happened multiple times.
Well, the servicing under a blanket once, and then a bathroom once.
Oh.
Driving back and forth, and I got to listen to you guys a lot, and I liked it, so I listened.
Yeah, sure you did. James Gandolfini loved our show.
James Carlton loves the show. I know that. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. James Carlton, the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Plowhawk, what do you like about James Carlton? Because I know you're a client.
Every time I text him, he texts right back. The service that his office provides. Jeff bought the pop-out camper.
Yeah, he had to get it insured.
We wanted to take that out, 2 days after that.
Yeah.
We got it insured instantly. Got our insurance cards in the mail 2 days later. James is the absolute best. Great
stuff.
service.
Is phenomenal. 314-961-4800 to go online at carltoninsurance.net. Had somebody email me yesterday asking for an introduction to James. Said, I've had the same insurance agent for a while, and I have a feeling they're charging me too much. Could I just get a chance to talk with James? And within seconds, I introduced him, and within mere moments, James had replied, and they were starting to work on working with James Carlton and making that switch. 314-961-4800 to go online at carltoninsurance.net, and I'll be happy to make an introduction if you would like. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. That is how you can reach out to me, and I will introduce you to our clients. It's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. All right, time for us to close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. We are in the Michelob Ultra Studios, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates, 8 o'clock hour coming your way next. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Blow off work and join the morning after at Busch Stadium on Wednesday, June 14th, when the Cardinals take on the Giants for a day game. And get field tickets for $30, which includes $12 in cards cash. Maybe use it to buy helmet nachos. You'll sit with other TMA listeners too. Before the game, head over to Salt and Smoke at Ballpark Village for a pre-game live TMA broadcast from 7-ish to 10 with a special breakfast and drink menu from Salt and Smoke. Not to completely overload you with information, but here goes. Head to the TMA STL shop to get your best fans in baseball shirt for our big day at a big discount. Use the code CARDS to get the shirt for only $20. Plus, all shirts will ship to Hubbard, and you'll pick them up at Salt and Smoke the morning of the game. Find out more about all this stuff at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
This is Doug Biggs from the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm, and I want to talk to you about what happens when you get in a car accident. Hopefully, most of you never will be, but if you are, the first few days after an accident can be critical. Unfortunately, from the moment your case begins, the insurance company is going to be working against you trying to minimize their payout. You're probably going to get a call from an adjuster who seems nice, who seems worried about your well-being, but what they're actually trying to do is get a statement from you to use against you later. Insurance companies have specialized systems and thousands of workers who follow a playbook to pay you as little money as possible. At Longo Biggs Injury Law, we know the playbook and we can fight back. If you or a loved one is injured in an accident, visit our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229. Or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
I was just reading an article that credit card debt in the U.S. is about to top $1 trillion. That's great for the greedy credit card companies and the big cigar-chopping bankers, but for the rest of us folks, it's a real big problem. What if I told you that there was a way to put an end to it once and for all? With home values still near record highs, there's never been a better time for a cash-out refinance. Get on the path to financial freedom today and pay off those credit cards once and for all. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
I'm Batman. Fan favorite DC superhero The Flash now has his own feature film. Can he coax a very different Batman out of retirement to rescue Supergirl? Man, I don't know. Just go try to win tickets. We've got them at the TMA app and at TMASTL.com. I'm Batman. You could go to the screening of The Flash Monday, June 12th at 7 p.m. at Alamo Draft House at City Foundry. Register now on the TMA app and at TMASTL.com.
105.7 HD2. The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Classic beat.
So good.
She and KG were quite an item there for a while.
Leave it to the listener to ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
That's in my hometown of Atlanta.
I hear you.
Gosh.
What is that? Is that a human?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that like her pet chipmunk?
Oh, I think that's human.
It's just a group of ladies who have been up for 3 days. Yeah. It's Ryan Kelly Morning After. Welcome to the 8 o'clock hour. Ken Strode is out. He is appearing on Springfield, Missouri radio.
I think the fountain just turned on. We may not see him. Turns on at 8. If anybody was interested.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I can't let you blow past this. Does can believe pilots are responsible for identifying terrorists on a flight. I will say it again. Let Ken cook. It's from Kevin's brother.
Let him cook?
Jack Demo.
Basically let him go.
Guys, Cassie Moore's Twitter is very odd. She tweets at Ludacris almost daily. That's from Mudjack Mike.
She really wants people to know that she's successful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are always the successful people.
Right. They like telling you just how much they have.
Absolutely. The people with real money love to tell you about
It's
it.
a lot like relationships. When you're really happy on Facebook, we know the drill. You're not really that happy. So when you overpost, it's really filling that void.
You think
for
that's what it
something.
is?
I don't know if it's 100%. But
I agree with Plowhawk.
What I've noticed, and the couple that I know personally, the over Facebook bookers are the worst.
I'm under Facebooking, and I realized that my current profile picture is 2 years old because our son isn't, our newer son, our 1-year-old, is not in it. And then I think to myself, if I never update my profile picture again, will he feel slighted and need to go into therapy? Or will he need to go into therapy when he listens to QFTA?
Probably that, yeah.
Right.
I don't think you'll worry about your Facebook picture.
Facebook will be long gone by then.
Yeah, you
I
would
hope.
think. Something else would come up.
Journalism school will still be here, though.
I don't know. I don't know if there's such a thing as journalism anymore.
I think I'm agreeing with you.
I wonder what the tykes down at the University of Missouri are hoping to do right now if they're going into the journalism school.
In my day, everyone wanted to be the next host of the Today Show or
That's exactly what I.
Yeah.
They asked, "What would you like to be?" And all the ladies raised their hand. They wanted to be Katie Kirk. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
That was 1998, 98. Yeah. And
Well,
I
who
don't-
wouldn't want to do that and make $15 million?
Sure. No,
a year?
that's what I'm saying. That's what it was.
Mhm.
And I don't remember. Me and the Colonel just wanted to be Chris Trevino. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the goal would be now.
I don't know.
I guess do HD2. I guess.
We still need big time play-by-play sportscasters, but that's a tough racket
need to go to
crack.
journalism school
Yeah.
for that.
No, you don't have to, but you
my
might get a start that way.
A lot of print. A lot of folks in print.
Is that right?
So they can write for a website?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Well, I'm just telling you what, like, I know a bunch of my friends do.
Did you ever pull them aside and say, hey, might not be a good idea?
Yeah, knock it off with this.
One of them who was, like, really wanting to do, he's like, local TV is exactly where I want to be. I was like, well,
Doug, should we go down and
Local
meet with him?
TV.
Local TV is exactly where I want
He's
to
an
be.
intervention.
Is
he was like, I want to work, like, a bunch of different markets and eventually work as a national. I was like, best of luck to you. But the print guys are really, really talented. That's why I was, I really think that they're really good, so.
But can you make any money? I guess there's some at the big, huge websites that must make decent money.
Yeah,
right?
I guess you work your way up from writer, and you probably would have a podcast that goes along with that, and then you can kind of build your own thing. But
Write a catchy headline
Yeah.
that gets engagement and likes.
It's a different world.
But these guys are like, I truly believe that they're very talented, and I hope nothing for the best. Now, here's
Plenty of people
here's-
are talented and make bad decisions when they're 18 as far as what they think their future is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
no doubt.
Pepper and Genie made a ton of money.
Think about that, Doug.
My question to you
50K
guys
in my 401k.
is it's like a moral thing.
Mm.
So I have a couple friends who write for whether it be like smaller or big time colleges, but colleges I have no interest in, or professional teams I have no interest in, and naturally they tweet a lot about the team. That's their job, is to tweet about their team a lot. I mute my friends who cover these teams because I don't need the updates.
Oh.
Is that wrong? I don't know.
Go ahead and accept their updates.
So now my Twitter is just full of a bunch, because I have got a handful of buddies who do this. It would just be full of.
What team is Gareth covering?
Gareth is not in journalism.
Well,
He
they
made a
don't know
mistake.
they don't know you're muting them, do they?
No, but I don't
no
know.
harm.
No, that's the point of the mute, is that no one knows.
There's no harm.
Yeah, probably. I just feel bad.
I muted the fan page.
You just left it, bro.
And everyone's feelings are hurt.
That's muting, isn't it?
No, it's different.
You hurt a lot of feelings when you did that.
No, I just don't see them anymore, which is nice.
Well, what did you want to see? Or what were you seeing that you didn't want to see?
Just 9,000 posts a day. It's just dreck.
Dreck, I like that.
What
Dreck.
What does that mean?
No, I miss
Rubbish.
Yeah, rubbish. I miss some things like Swope when he posted all of his pictures from our outings. I didn't get to see a lot of those.
I'm a good follow on Twitter. I'm a good follow on Facebook.
Okay.
Hey, boys, growing up watching KMOV, I thought I wanted to just be like that sexy stallion on my TV, Doug.
Yeah.
And then I realized I didn't want to be him. I wanted to be with him. Thanks. That's from Little Beer Cats. Doug,
Gosh,
that's
stop it, Beer Cat.
It's a
And your
19-year-old boy approaching you for relations.
You know,
Well, it's not going to happen.
I wanted to be a takesmith since I was 9.
Did you?
No, I'm serious.
You were in
So,
grade school just spitting hot takes about the Cardinal rotation?
One vivid memory. We always used to go to like Peoria Rivermen game, and that was when they were the Blues affiliate at the time. And also, we used to go to Bradley Braves games in Peoria. You know, it's 40 minutes away, cheap tickets.
Didn't the Cardinals have a
Yeah,
team in
Peoria
Peoria?
Chiefs. Yeah, so
Used to,
Peoria at
yeah.
the time
That's
when I was a
still,
kid, we had a lot to do for cheap. But we would drive to Peoria, and we would be listening to Mike and Mike and Jim Rome,
Yeah.
and that is where I fell in love with that idea that you could talk about sports on radio. Now, the idea of HD2 didn't
Right.
even come
Oh, yeah.
into play at the
couldn't
time.
have
I didn't
known.
We are the Lewis and Clark of HD2.
Right.
I didn't
You
think
couldn't
that
have
that could
known.
even be reached, so I wanted
No.
to set my goals, lower and just be on
Sure.
ESPN.
Yeah.
But the fact I'm on HD2 is...
Good morning. My son just graduated from Michigan State with a degree in journalism, specifically sports. I wish he would have listened to TMA all of the mornings I drove him to high school. It's from the 314. Yeah, I think we're influencers.
Michigan State's a really good school, though.
Sparty's got a good journalism school?
I don't know, but I mean, it's, you finished a 4-year university. In 5 years, you'll realize journalism isn't the thing, but you still have skills and you still have time.
Yeah.
Like,
just
if you
have-
can talk to people like people in journalism can, then you can dominate an interview, and you can go from there.
You have to be talented, though. I mean, I'll give you an example. 3 people on this dais. Tim and Doug. Talented. Making good money. Have beautiful wives, beautiful families, beautiful homes.
Huh?
And then look at me. Not talented. live in a hovel. Make no money.
What kind of breakdown is this?
So you're saying if you would have gone to journalism school, you would...
Maybe, because I
don't think that's...
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, Iggy, I went to journalism
But you
school. I
can't be
live in a
successful in
2-bed,
this
1
business.
bath.
So, you look at Doug and Tim, there's a chance you can be successful. Look at me and probably no chance.
Here, Doug, here is what, for the gentleman who just texted in that his son graduated from Michigan State, here is what you are up against.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the industry that is the problem per se. It's the supply and demand. Let me pull up my chart again. Here's the guns and here's the butter.
Butter, okay.
Economics applied to communications. If an outlet has 200 people who want the job and the potential employee wants to attempt to negotiate a higher salary or compensation package, the employer, understandably and justifiably so, will say, we're going to pass because you will have zero impact to the bottom line, and therefore it makes sense for us, not because we're mean-spirited, but because we are running a business, to spend less money on a person on air who will not impact us from a revenue standpoint, which is why the key to one's juice in the business is revenue generation. And then I'll just put a period on the end of the sentence.
Without a doubt.
That's it.
I mean,
That's
if
the game.
you're somebody that people want to buy and we want to be a part of that show, we want to do this, and you spend money to be a part of that show, and you have somebody else who may be talented, but we don't want to
Well,
spend money.
there's that if you're talking about talk radio, but then there could be anchors over the years. I think Zipper Zeppa in the 1980s was somebody who was making money for when it was Channel 2 and then it became Channel 4, probably Mike Bush.
Mike Bush.
And then broadcasters from a play-by-play standpoint, if networks feel like it is going to have a positive effect on their top line, then they can justify that compensation. And just look at what's happened with Monday Night Football over the last decade and what was a revolving door of relatively speaking, perhaps incredibly talented broadcasters, but not necessarily name broadcasters. And so then ESPN went out of their way to spend, a large amount of money on Joe Buck and Troy Aikman to try to get in that name cachet. So there's different avenues to go about doing it, but it always goes back to one thing. Does your presence impact revenue? And if it doesn't, then you are going to be on the chopping block. And that's just reality. But they never tell you that. Well, they didn't tell me that in journalism school. And I doubt they do. They just told you you're going to go and make a lot of, you're going to go to a small market and not make much money out of the gate and then hope to get to a bigger market. And then after that, hope to get to a bigger market. That's what we were told in the 90s.
I suppose to a certain extent that holds true for most businesses. if you're employed by a business and you're not helping with the bottom line, you're probably going to be shown the door.
I mean, I was sitting in a class at Western in 2009, my first year there. And this is actually first time taking strictly journalism classes, in junior college you had to take a bunch of gen eds and you did a little bit of journalism. And I tell you, it almost felt like a purge. Like their first week or 2 weeks were talking about how little money you're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like they almost tried to push you out of it, and I kind of respected that though. Because you really need to grind.
They show you pictures of Quonset huts where you're going to live when you're 50 years old.
They didn't. And where I'm at to where, I've exceeded all my expectations. That's pretty embarrassing. But I didn't know I'm going to be in it for this long. And I love it. So you find the right spot and the right fit. You have a little talent. And
you were born to be a Smitty, though. Take Smitty.
I like that.
told you,
Born to be a Smitty. Guys, I'm almost 37, and I have no idea who's on local TV anymore. 10 to 15 years ago, you knew everybody. Thanks. That's from The Hunchback of Vaughan Castle.
I'm still a daily.
It's interesting because he was 22 at that time and watching local news. Yeah, I don't know. You're a local news guy, though, Plowhawk.
I love it.
Do you really?
Yeah. I like knowing it's super depressing nowadays more than it was 10 years ago, but still like to be informed on some of the things and, those fluff pieces that they provide at the end, this squirrel on a, Sea-Doo. Those are kind of fun.
There's still an important place for it, and certain stories come up. Like in major weather, everybody flocks to local news to see what's going on with the snow, a tornado warning or something.
But what you can tell is, it's a lot younger than what it was 10, 15 years ago.
Because it doesn't pay what it once did, and the people that are hitting the middle age of their careers have decided, well, I better move on if I get a chance.
And the talent level is less. I'm not saying they don't have talent, but heavy hitters, like this guy was saying 10 years ago when I first moved here to now, it's younger, it's a little bit less talented and cheap. It's cheaper. You got to.
Well, they don't do the ratings that they used to do, so they don't make anywhere close to the money that they used to make, so they don't have the money to pay the people the way they used to. There was a time when I first got to Channel 4, if we had a good night in the ratings at 10 o'clock, we might do an 18 or 19 was the number.
Wow.
And now all the stations, generally, if I'm not mistaken, are doing 2s, 3s, 1s sometimes.
That's insane.
There's so much on television right now, it's nearly impossible for a group of news people to put on a TV show that's anywhere near as compelling as what they might watch elsewhere. And HBO, Netflix, the internet, you name it. There's so much out there that's interesting to watch. Every game is broadcast now. That it's really hard to get people to tune into the news.
I feel bad. I said the other day that I don't watch news anymore. I haven't watched news in 2 years. I didn't know that these fires are going on in Canada. Plowsy was talking about, I can't believe they're playing this tournament. I said, what's going on in Canada? Like 150 fires? I didn't know that.
So you don't listen to radio news either?
No.
Well, at some point, you got to do something. You got to either watch the news on TV, listen on the radio, read a newspaper. You got to do something to know what's going on in the world, don't you?
No.
Okay.
See, we have a routine, and I think that's the only reason why they get the rating they do is we do the local news, and then we'll do Lester Holt with the nightly news, and then we'll finish it off with a little bit of Wheel of Fortune.
No.
Like, we actually do that with dinner, and that's kind of what we do every night.
Yeah.
It's just all depressing, so I don't even watch it anymore.
I agree with that. It's not the best news stories locally. Nationally, they do some different stuff. Locally, though, it's a lot of shootings and a lot of...
Yeah. Well, they do the good news, too, as you just...
Yeah,
maybe the bad news.
End.
The bad news might ring more true to you because it's happening down the street.
That's true.
I used to watch it. Always do it last. Let's end the news on a nice story. Jimmy Johnson just turned 100.
Jimmy Johnson again.
Just turned 106
Johnny's
years
brother,
old.
probably.
He had a nice birthday party. I am tired. I always save it for the last.
Yeah, the kicker.
Yeah, we spent an hour depressing you. Let's cheer you up.
Guys, I get all my news from Jackson Sports Center updates. Thanks. That's from Mudjack Mike.
It's the only thing you need, baby.
Nice.
Sports Center update. But that's NBA all the time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, sports news I watch. Like, I watched Rory's entire press conference yesterday.
I definitely watched that as well.
That kind of stuff I watch, but news, no.
Well, you got to keep up a little bit with what's going on in the world.
I don't.
You're not curious what's going on in the world?
I don't know what's going on with Syria. I couldn't tell you what's going on in the world.
Syria?
Hello.
How about with the United States?
No, I don't pay attention.
You can watch us on YouTube, even though you might not be watching local news. YouTube.com/TMASTL. I would imagine Jackson being 25. This is when we take a look into the eyes of the 25-year-old age range. Probably get most of their content via YouTube. That would be my guess. Am I right on that? Is it TikTok? What do you?
Yeah, social media platforms, usually they're all kind of interconnected in a way. You might see like a shorter clip on TikTok or on Instagram, and then you go watch the full video on YouTube. That is a very popular way because it can all be done right at your fingers there. You don't necessarily turn on. And, not many people my age have cable subscriptions. So it's like, if you want to get news, you're either reading it on a website or you're watching it via YouTube. For the most part.
Yeah.
If you're interested in it at all, which I don't know. I think a lot of people are. But, you live in your vacuum and it's kind of how it is.
Yeah, unless they're breaking into Netflix to break a story, I don't see anything. Now, I did see one of my friends who I went to high school with lives in New York, and she posted like a before and after picture, and I didn't understand what it was until Plowsy just told me about the fires. She had a picture of yesterday in New York, and it was clear, and then today in New York, and it was just almost
Can't
black.
see the buildings.
I said, "Oh, must got some fog today." I didn't know what was going on.
Well, you should. Stay
I do
connected.
now. Plowsy told me.
You should stay connected.
I get my news from Plowsy.
Okay.
That's a great sign that you're really locked in.
Here's a story you won't hear on the local news, but you will hear on TMA. Are you sure this is where you want to go? The Uber driver asked Ella, my girlfriend.
Oh, brother.
Oh, great.
And me, as we got out of the car in the sketchiest area of downtown Los Angeles I'd ever seen. Want me to wait or anything? Nah, we're good, Ella said confidently. I think we're in the right place. It was late at night in a rough warehouse district.
Swingers bar.
But we were in an adventurous mood. We knew the address of a reputable sex club that was just around the corner. Iggy, you familiar with this story?
Nailed that one, yeah.
Once we were past an industrial gate covered in barbed wire and had passed through an inconspicuous lobby, we were waved into a seductive space full of easy-to-clean surfaces.
Oh.
Plush couches and low lighting. We repeated our mantra, try anything once, maybe even twice.
No.
We drank a bit of our BYOB and picked up the unappetizing buffet. The club owner hosted an incredibly cringy dance-off, and we scoped out the other guests, mostly average-looking people in their 40s or older.
Yeah, I'm sure you were Adonis.
I'd never been a Casanova. I hadn't even hit second base before graduating high school. In my first college course, I nerded out in the ancient romance advice found in Ovid's, Doug, how do you pronounce this? Ars Amatoria?
I don't know. Jackson will know. Jackson!
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Thanks. For the producers, 4.
We got 3 of them. I don't know either.
Ovis was similar to Shakespeare.
But it was Ovid.
Yeah, and him too.
That's why it was just similar, wasn't the same.
By graduation, my body count was still in the single digits. I hit the jackpot when Ella, then my hot best friend, admitted she had a crush on me. We moved from sleepy Colorado Springs to glitzy Los Angeles. We were in our 20s and wanted to be flirty and sophisticated, but upon moving in together, domestically hit us like a train. Squabbles over money, careers, plans, and cleaning made our lives at home stressful and unsexy.
They cleaning?
That's correct. This was in 2016 when it felt like everybody was suddenly talking about open relationships. Doug, yes, 2016.
2016. That was a year that stands out in everyone's life.
That was the year.
That's when open relationships
The year of the
became,
open relationship.
Everyone was doing it.
Non-monogamy was constantly being asked about in online advice columns. Podcasts were quoting the ethical slut.
No. Our podcast never did that.
And TV shows made polyamory seem like the new normal. Ella and I took notice and soon began to wonder, could this be for us? Could opening our relationship bring some adventure to our lives? Was this exactly what we needed to shake things up a bit? We decided to wade into this unfamiliar new world by attending a sex party. We figured if we had sex with other couples or people together, the chances of us feeling jealous would be lessened. Before we left our first event, we drew up a list of guidelines. bail if it gets weird, practice very safe sex, listen for our prearranged safe word, and prioritize communication over becoming distracted or jealous. Our plan was to hook up as a couple and enjoy the voyeurism aspect if nobody seemed appealing enough to have sex with them. We found a plush faux leather couch and started making out. We quickly attracted attention. Most of the party guests were happy to watch, and those who ventured to join us but weren't our types thankfully respected a quick headshake or no.
No, get out, you ugly piece of crap.
Hey, come on, be polite.
And left us to continue hooking up by ourselves. Eventually, a hot couple approached us and asked, "Want to swap partners?"
No.
Ella and I examined this well-groomed pair. He in a button-up shirt and she in a tight dress with a hint of lingerie peeking out from its top, and then exchanged a glance and a nod before following them into a private room. Ella and I squeezed hands like we were on the uphill part of a roller coaster, nervous, excited, but definitely up for the ride.
Oh, gosh. Who's writing this?
Ovis.
Correct.
This is what the journalism schools are cranking out today?
We were confident we could leave if we needed to, but the jitters, why, they were sexy.
Oh.
The private room had a 4-poster bed draped with pink, Doug, do you say gauzy curtains?
I never would say that.
Curtains?
I imagine I know what it is, but I wouldn't say it.
And a multicolor spinning disco ball.
Oh, gosh.
Sounds hot.
A disco ball in your bedroom.
4-post.
4-post
I bet this guy didn't get hard.
The 4 of us chuckled and then moved closer. First, the girls kissed. I looked at the man and licked my lips. Hold on a second.
God, the story just took a lousy turn.
What happened right there?
Yeah.
What happened right there?
Oh.
I got a bait and swee.
Mm-hmm.
It's going gay real quick.
Well, hold on a second. Everything was fine. And in van, too.
Yeah, gather yourself.
First, the girls kissed. I looked at the man and licked my lips.
Well, don't.
But instead of approaching me, he just cheered on our partners. Cheered them on.
Cheered them on.
Yeah.
That goes on?
That's classy.
None of this is true. None of it. Don't be swayed by any of it. Don't be fooled.
Go, Ella. Go, Ella. Go, Ella.
We began to hook up. Me with this new woman at the foot of the bed and Ella with this new man at the top. We positioned ourselves so Ella and I could still kiss and wink, maintain communication, and gauge comfort. My nerves calmed down, and soon any inhibitions I had been feeling quickly slipped away.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out it's hard to feel jealous of someone hooking up with your girlfriend when you're hooking up with his wife right next to him.
Oh.
As new and strange as this arrangement was, I felt safe in my relationship with Ella because we were doing it together, literally right next to each other, and we had communicated about everything. Part of me was wondering how this looked from the outside. Sinful? Non-traditional? Hedonistic? But another part stopped letting judgments get in the way of a good time.
There's a lot of thinking going on in this way. You're trying to have
thinking.
sex.
Stop thinking so much.
I allowed myself to let go and be completely in the moment, and in the dark room pulsing with loud music, lubricated by booze and sweat, with all of our bodies robbing and touching, my desire began to move in a direction I wasn't expecting. Coming of age in the suburbs in the early 2000s, I identified as a typical straight guy.
Here you go.
Oh, no.
And now I love penis.
Oh!
Clip that up.
How's the room dark? I thought there was a disco
Gauzy.
ball in there.
Gauzy something or other.
4-post bed. I joked with my peers about dumb crap and would always say, "No, you are," when somebody called me gay. I bought Maxim and Playboy and watched a lot of porn, straight porn.
Oh.
Yet there were times when I accidentally found myself watching men have sex.
Oh, the story
Accidentally?
turned.
How do you do
How did
that
that happen
accidentally?
accidentally? I wonder. After a minute of seeing two guys go at it, I'd come to my senses, go back to female-centered porn, and finish myself off.
Oh.
And then I'd erase my browser history. I thought that as long as I didn't ejaculate while looking at a penis, I was completely heterosexual.
This is a Kennedy now?
Wow, this guy's got some issues going on here.
I was afraid of being gay.
Oh.
There was so much stigma amongst my social group, but also in general. This was before marriage equality was legalized, before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, before Glee or Modern Family. Those around me debated whether queer people should be teachers, be allowed to adopt or marry, and I didn't think this was any way I could be into guys, even if I was secretly into guys. My parents didn't seem to care one way or the other. The most they ever said to me about the subject was that it seemed like life was more difficult for gay people. Riding home from the sex club in another Uber, the driver asked us, "So what were you all doing down here?" And we ignored the question and began to debrief. We agreed that everything went better than expected, and our new friends had been respectful and attractive. Ella had really enjoyed getting close with another woman. But I couldn't stop thinking about the guy.
Oh, God.
Despite the smutty and open atmosphere, the other man and I barely touched, besides high-fiving and accidental grazing. Doug, what's accidental grazing?
Where you're eating by accident, I guess?
It's the name of my new book.
Accidental grazing, the story of the Sports Center update.
Crossing swords from
Autobiography.
He kept a respectful distance the entire time we're together. But I wish he had not.
Oh.
You say they high-fived?
He did, and grazed.
Jeez.
I'd never intimately or sensually touched another man. It was the realization that I wanted to that surprised me the most. Once home, and after a long shower, the club's music still echoed in my ears. I was uncertain how Ella would respond, but we'd agreed to be hyper-honest about all of our feelings. So I confessed, "I think maybe I want to try having sex with a man." "That's so hot," Ella replied. She quickly added, "I want to try hooking up with a girl." The next morning, we concocted a new plan with a new set of rules.
What's this new plan?
We would test out a version of our open relationship where we could hook up with same-sex partners without either person present, women for her and men for me. It would allow us to explore our desires. We also felt there would be less opportunities for jealousy to spring up.
How much longer is the story?
I was on Grindr a few weeks later.
Oh, gosh.
Nice. That's a great one, too.
Why did he feel the need to write this and tell us all about this?
Is this a Deidre thing? Is he asking for advice, or is he
so
just writing
long.
a column?
I forgot what
I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. It's from the Huffington Post.
God,
Oh, my God.
Huffington Post.
What have they become?
Paid me.
Ariana Huffington used to be pretty smart with this thing.
No, not a
I was on Grindr a few weeks later when I got a message from a nearby guy. Into? Question mark. Unsure of what to reply or what I was even really into, when it came to hooking up with a man, I wrote, "Whatever you are." He immediately sent me his GPS. Ella and I looked at each other. We discussed boundaries, expectations, the importance of safe sex when honestly hooking up with people outside of our duo. Was this the moment we had been preparing for? I expected a flirty first date, but instead the guy I'd messaged was silently intercepted me outside of his house. He was handsome with a firm jaw.
Was he?
I tried kissing him, but he seemed disinterested. I offered a true cliche. "I've never done anything like this before." I thought we'd go up to his room, but instead, without saying a word, he dragged me to his parked car and awkwardly shoved me into his crotch.
Oh, God, this is, on and on it goes.
Classy.
And this guy had a firm jaw. Who's this Don Shula we're talking about with the jaw?
Kirk Douglas.
Oh.
Isn't Grindr a gay site?
It's
Yes.
a gay hookup app.
Well, why would the
I
guys-
believe it's Jackson. Is it Tinder, but for people looking for same-sex hookups? Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
So why would the question be into it? Well, if he's on a gay site, I guess he is into it,
You would
don't you think?
Yes.
Maybe it's just kind of like, "Hey, how you doing?"
You into gay sex? No, I'm on Grindr because I'm looking for a woman.
Oh,
This whole thing is a sham.
it is. And we continue to read it, and it goes on and on.
Oh my God, you still going down there? There's like 9 more paragraphs.
Oh,
10.
this could go on all day.
This guy's telling a life story. How much he must get paid by the word for a Huffington Post?
They told him he had to have like 3,000 words, and so he's just going to keep writing and writing and writing.
Guys, this story hits close to home for the people who've been to a TMA Live. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
You think there's hookups at TMA Live events? No.
Oh, yeah.
How many
Robin
swing-
feeding?
Really?
We've had like 8 Robin feeding.
That's not a hookup.
How many swingers you know high-five during sex?
There's never been a hookup at a TMA Live event, has there?
I think so.
Oh,
Sure there
yeah.
has.
Really?
I think they've been hetero, though.
I've
That
turned
makes me
3
uncomfortable.
Yuck.
I've turned 3 down.
Oh, you have not.
I have
You've
actually.
turned 3 down. 3 women approached you and said they must have you after a TMA Live event.
No, those weren't the words. I must have you, but
What did they say?
it could have happened, and I just.
What did they say to you?
It wasn't what they said. It's how they acted.
How did they act?
Ooh.
Handsy, feely,
Really?
You can't be serious.
drunky. No, that was the reason they were drunk. So I said, no, I'm not going to do this.
So your groupies basically come up after the show and say, "Hey, big boy,
Yeah, Yeah, I think
Let's
one.
go back outside.
One of them I don't even believe was there for the TMA.
Just for you.
I think she was just there.
For you.
No, at the bar.
Happened to be there, saw you, and had to have you.
Remember the dude who brought Lisa Ann flowers and then sat back?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
Gosh, I don't see any of this
Wonder where
stuff
he's
going
at
on.
now.
I don't see any of it going on.
3 groupies have been to TMA Lives who wanted Ken.
As soon as the show was over, they knew one thing. They had to have him.
Well, it started at the first break, and then it just continued.
They approach you in the first commercial break. Break
Come
the
out,
ice
come
that
out and
way.
introduce himself and say, I'm a big fan of the show and love you on the show. And then more drinks were had by this person. And by the second break, it was, can I go back to patio? No, you're drunk.
Good morning. This show has really turned into an incel story hour. I'm not complaining. I'm just noticing. Doug, that's from your favorite holiday, which is Arbor Day.
Yeah. Incel story. Is the story over that you read? Was that the end of it?
Last I checked, he was in the guy's crotch?
Oh, yeah, we could end it there. That'd
Parked
be a good
car.
place to end it.
Yeah, I think.
Passed up the bedroom for a car.
Yeah, we could end it. That could be plenty. Probably a good spot to stop.
Is that a risk of having an MFMF as that you would wind up in the gentleman's crotch?
Oh, no. Would not be a risk.
For
Would
made
not
up,
be happening.
For a made up story, yeah. For a chance to get posted in the Huffington Post, there's got to be something different in there than a regular sex story.
Guys, I've gotten laid after every TMA Live I've ever attended. Now, one would think it's Tim that gets my wife all horned up, but I think it's actually Doug that gets me going.
No.
That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
No.
Yeah, Doug the appetizer for
Yeah.
sure.
But they veer right off me and they go for Ken. In the commercial breaks. They break the ice.
Were the Wrinkled Ballsacks the ones who approached you?
No.
Ah!
You think I'd say no to that?
Probably not.
That'd be a quick yes.
I don't see any of this going on there.
Well,
I guess
you don't-
my eyes are
You don't
closed.
come hang out with me.
I guess I
Briggs.
get blinded. Well, where do you go?
Outside.
And that's where things really get naughty.
Well, people out there smoking and mingling and getting some air.
But it's guys. It's all guys.
Well, as they used to say in the old days, I'm gonna take the air.
Take the air.
Yeah, they wouldn't say, I'm gonna go out and get some fresh air. They say, I'm gonna take the air.
But that doesn't change the fact that
What
it's all guys.
sophisticated listeners are saying that at a TMA Live? Aren't they eating chicken wings? And
Yeah, as fast as they can.
drinking like 20 beers?
Yeah.
I'm going to go take the air.
Guys, you ever notice that Ken always has a story about him and sex after someone else has a sex story? Thanks. That's from the 314. Do you feel like you need to one-up sex stories from whatever this gentleman's
How
name
am I
was?
one upping this guy who went and got a ween?
Oh.
I can't up that. I've never had that.
I just have never been able to tell that when we do live shows, the women are all over you during the commercial break.
And I didn't bring it up. Doug said, somebody said hooking up TMA people hook up. And I said, I have. I didn't turn it into upping this fake story.
Oh.
It's nothing unusual.
Well, so you're looking forward to the next TMA Live event?
Well, how many have we done? I said it happened 3 times, so it doesn't happen very often.
That's pretty often, three times.
That's probably a pretty high number.
Be
Not
about
really,
half.
compared to how many TMAs we've done.
Well, how many a year do we do now? 4 or 5?
Well, we used to do about 20 a year, didn't we?
We did. There was
Oh,
reason for
don't, please. That's PTSD.
So you figure we've probably done 100.
How many in the
100?
last 3 years?
8?
No, I'm not talking about total TMA lives. Talking about hookup.
3 years?
Yeah.
1.
Was that the slop sink issue?
No, I didn't meet them at a TMA.
Oh.
They just DM me.
Oh, they slid into your DMs.
Oh. Ooh, the lucky lady.
And this is the one you had to say, back off, Spielberg. That was much earlier.
Yeah, that was way much earlier.
Okay. I just like to say that.
That was at Hedonism.
Yeah, it wasn't a TMA event. It was a threesome.
At Hedo.
Arkansas couple. I remember where they're from.
Where?
Arkansas.
Well, what city?
I guess Little Rock. I don't know.
Back off, Spielberg.
Yeah, she was kind of a Hoosier.
So it was a threesome?
Can't imagine.
It was a threesome?
No, he just watched.
Does that count as a threesome? Is
He
that
was
an MMF?
He was directing you.
Is that an MMF?
I don't think it's a threesome if they watch.
Were you cocking him?
Was he nude?
No, except for when I said back off Spielberg.
That moment right there, you cucked him.
That could have been a berating.
Mm-hmm.
Was he naked?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that might be a threesome.
Oh.
No, he didn't. He sat at the edge of the bed.
Wow.
And one
So
time
he was on the same bed. He wasn't like in an office chair, like in the situation I
He sat on the edge of the bed. And at one point, I guess he got down off the bed and was looking because she was.
So he was down on the bed to get a different angle of like your scrot.
Well, we were
looking for a contact.
We were going.
Looking for a contact. Is that what he was doing?
She was going cowgirl, and when I
reverse, bro.
Later, but this was started out cowgirl, and I kind of lifted her up.
Start off cowgirl.
I lifted her up.
Bold.
I saw her head. I saw his head there.
It's like starting Helsley.
His head was down there.
Yeah, I just lifted her up.
Back
and I saw
off,
her head down.
Spielberg.
I think if he's naked and in the same bed, I think it might be.
I don't think so. He's not participating.
Doug, is that an MMF?
Yes, if he's naked
A
and
threesome
in the bed
is three
with you.
people participating.
Right? No,
Looks like gay porn here.
It's
Yes.
I think on a technicality, it could be. Listeners, text on in if you think it is.
Yeah. Jackson, you want to tweet that out?
Yeah, sure.
Also tweet out that we have TMA Day at the ballpark in 6 days. 6 days. Doug, these Cardinals have just defeated a team that's 20 games over 500.
Turn it around.
Yep. Here they come. 1-0, your final. Alec Burleson. Bomb.
Jack Flaherty looked great.
Jack Flaherty. The Cardinals are coming, tra-la. They were
are.
plus 700 to win the division. 24 hours ago, it's moved up to plus 400. I can't follow this market.
With one win.
With one win. And the Brewers won. But with that all said, we will be there next Wednesday for a Busman special. You can get tickets for $30. It's TMA Day at the ballpark. All of us on the show will be there. That $30 includes $12 in Cardinals cash, so that'll take care of libations or helmet nacho. And we'll be doing the show live from Ballpark Village that morning. And then we'll just head on over to the old ball yard and watch the Cardinals win. What will it be at that point? 7 in a row? I think it'll be 7 in a row. I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah, it should be. Be second place by then. A couple games out.
Are we throwing out the first pitch?
I would assume that we would.
Yeah, I would think we would.
I would think you would.
If it's our day at the ballpark, I think
I would assume
all 5 of us should be out there, and we'll throw to whoever the 5 people are that sit at the end of the bench.
Not going to happen.
That's usually who catches.
Lucan Baker.
Yepes.
They get some
Kisner.
relief pitchers that don't appear.
Kisner and a couple of relievers like Verhagen and Plante. They sent him down yet?
No.
All right, well, that'd be the 5th.
Well, come watch us throw out the first pitch. TMASTL.com. Get your tickets. Stephen Wildwood with this note that is incredibly important. He says the following: 85 and sunny next Wednesday. The Hewers will be out. He says patios will be the place to be, Doug. Get them early before they have to pick up their kids.
Oh.
Also, we are into summer, so there will be a number of college-age lasses. That's Chairman Steve, and he's in Wildwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I promised mid-80s and sunny for the game, so.
And the college girls are all looking for guys in their 50s and 60s.
I would think so, yeah. Well, especially if it's
Exactly
your day.
what they want.
Especially it's your day at the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
These guys must be important. They got their own day.
Yeah, that's huge to be a celebrity in St. Louis.
Is it really our day, or is this just a way for them to put a group together to sell some tickets? I mean, it's not. We're not being. It's not really
I think
listed as a TMA.
Chip Carey and Jim Edmonds last night said, fun coming up next Wednesday. It's TMA Day at the ballpark.
Oh, they did?
Join your favorite radio show in the St. Louis area, top-rated show on HD2 Radio. The morning after, come see Tim, Doug, Iggy, the Plowboy, and Jackson at Busch Stadium for a Busman special. Next Wednesday, it's TMA Day at the ballpark. And then Edmonds had a little witty retort.
Like he wished he was part of the club.
Absolutely.
How can they order tickets?
TMASTL.com.
Very simple.
Couldn't be more simple. $30 the tickets, a Busman special, beautiful weather. Iggy, I mean, what do you got 85 degrees and sunny? Is that what you got? That's what Chairman Steve has.
Well, I had Monday, I said it's going to be mid-80s and sunny. I promised that.
Ooh, good. Wow, really good weather. Kind of cooler temperatures over the next week.
Yeah, you get up in the morning, Doug, you may need a light wrap.
You think so?
Light wrap.
Nobody says wrap.
It's going to be. It's June. It's going to be mid-50s tomorrow when you wake up.
Is that right?
That's what my Doppler said. I don't know what your apps say.
Man, Pope, why can't we play? I just go out and play anybody, actually, at this point. Jackson, you want to play?
Today?
Nah, I can't play today. I'm taking my son out.
Well, whenever. I'll play whenever.
This guy's always available.
Yeah, for sure he is.
It's a ball striker.
Yeah. Or else he's got nothing else going on.
That's not true.
Well, I know.
Doug.
Well,
Jackson, take a
You
pass
can't
at
have
that.
too much going on if you can play golf every day.
Well, during the day, I don't have, I work and then kind of do my thing.
Yeah.
What is do your thing?
Like on a weekday, I go to the gym for an hour and a half or so.
You still losing weight, bro, or you kind of hit the...
I've plateaued a little. I plateaued at 190 originally, and I powered through that. And so I'm kind of plateauing right now around 182. But
You should stay where you are and then build that into muscle. Just when you work out, work on the muscles.
No, I have a target I want to hit, and I want to get there.
What's your target, brah?
$175.
And what are you right now, bro?
$182.
Yeah, it's only 7 pounds. I think you look good now.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
He's got that fade, man. He's got that fade.
Yeah,
fade.
He lost a few
Faded.
pounds just cutting off some of his hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so
You got a jack of fades?
No, no, I didn't. But yeah, so I want to reach that goal. So I'm still trying, power through the plateau, and then clean up my apartment, walk around, hang out with friends. That's kind of what I mean by my thing.
I did that yesterday. I opened the windows and cleaned the apartment, and then I cooked Doug scallops.
Oh, great.
How are
Did you
those
bring him in?
scallywaggers?
Oh man, yeah. There's exactly 19 of them in there. Doug.
Oh, that'll be lunch.
That was just the perfect sear on these scallops. Doug.
Oh, thank you.
You're going to eat 19 scallops?
I could.
Boy,
could.
scallops are the bees.
Scallops are the best.
I ate 4 and you get 19.
I like that.
Yeah, they take care of me. They gave me a huge bag, and these are not small. These are the size of my fist.
The Pope just DM'd me. I'm playing golf today in Nashville. Come on down for golf and boy fun. That's my opponent.
You should be playing your match,
Pope.
What you
Everybody
doing
knows
down
not to
there?
leave St. Louis if you're in the Jennings Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship, presented by Michelob Ultra. Are the other matches complete? I realize I'm asking
know.
and nobody really would know that question, so
No.
I'm just asking. I think Guy has won and
Yeah.
somebody else won. I can't see them.
Yeah, Guy won. Guy won 2 and 1.
Doug Guy won 2 and 1.
You
Do you
won
know that?
2 and 1? No, I didn't pay attention.
Well, Cletus upstates me on Guy, but the other ones I don't know.
Maybe I could play the winner of the Fred Friedman-Kevin Roth match, and then that way, if I win, we will have taken care of it, and we've kept things on schedule. Plus, I'm going out of town for a couple weeks in early July anyway, and I might need to do it as it is.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
So who won, Kevin Roth or Fred Friedman, Doug?
I don't know. The guy
Didn't Sean
had the
send you
better
this?
day.
He does whenever I ask for an updated bracket.
Oh. Well, Friedman texted in. Or the
You
other
beat Fred
guy.
Friedman.
Yeah, I beat his ass.
Wow.
Gosh.
I've beaten a lot of ass in this thing.
Oh, come on. You have not. You haven't lasted very long in these tournaments.
When I've lost on the 18th hole or extra holes.
That's losing.
Yes,
That
when
means somebody beat
but
your
I've won
ass.
matches. I won a match 10-8. Did not win a hole. This guy.
Because you were playing a lousy golfer.
Well, I'm not good.
Well, clearly the guy must have been horrible then. If you're not good and you beat him 10-8, he must have been terrible.
He played badly. Yes, I won every hole.
Okay.
I beat Friedman pretty badly. I think PGA Pro Dan, I beat him on 17, and I was getting 17 strokes.
How can you be proud of that? How can you be proud of beating anyone when he gave you 17 strokes?
Well, he's a scratch golfer.
So he's better than you. A lot better.
17 strokes better than me, and I
Right. But you
The
can't
handicap
be
worked
proud.
out perfectly.
Just as a man, just for your own self-pride, you can't be proud that you beat somebody because they gave you 17
What do you want me to
strokes.
say? What, I'm getting 17? I quit. I can't play you because I shouldn't win. If I do, I'll feel bad. That's how handicaps work.
Doug?
Supposed to make it an even playing field.
I know, but you still can't take pride in beating someone who's gave you 17
I took pride and I won a match.
Beer Cat's with an update. I guess he's covering this thing. Did a hell of a job for me in the second round. Will Basler played yesterday. Don't know who won. So, Doug, there's an update.
Great update.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of update was that? Don't even spend the energy it took to hit send when you update us with that kind of
I hit some balls
nonsense.
yesterday. How did I do?
I thought it was a good update. I didn't know Will Basler played yesterday.
See, now you know.
Yeah, but he didn't. You don't know who won, so who cares?
I guess the spirit of the competition was the real winner.
Boy, that's true.
At least I lost a Shaq lady 1 year.
He beat your ass.
No, it was a close one.
No, he beat
Might have been
your-
extra
How
holes,
many
I think.
shots did he have to give you?
Billy Shack Lady.
I don't know. Maybe 6.
Well, unless you're playing even up with somebody where there's no handicap, then I don't think you have any reason to brag about beating them.
You know, I said this yesterday, but you really have sounded dumb all week.
I don't understand match play.
You don't. The whole point of match play is to make it even. And if you get a match, if I'm getting 18 strokes and the match goes to the 18th hole, it worked out perfectly. The 18 and the scratch, it worked out perfectly.
Okay,
we had an even match that went to 18.
That little event, but
So
you
the
still
handicap
can't,
worked.
But you still can't brag about beating somebody who probably shot 17 strokes less than you did. Don't you have some pride just as a man saying he was a lot better than me?
You can act like a man.
He is a lot better than me. That's why I'm getting so many shots.
I know, but you still I just can't see how you can take any pride when someone had a much better score than you and to walk away and say, boy, I beat his ass.
Well, after the match, we shake hands. Great match. I suck. I should have never beat you. I should have taken those strokes. I feel so bad.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
gonna
how
take
I'd
this.
feel.
No, I'd say great match. Thanks. I'm glad I won.
Okay.
I'm moving on. Why playing it then if you're getting... Everybody gets strokes, shouldn't play in this thing.
Well, in an event like this, I get it. You have to do that so that a wide range of people can play. But still, if you beat someone who shoots a much better score than you, and only because he gave you shots you win, I don't think you can thump your chest and say, look how great I am.
Were you happy that we beat Nagel?
Sure.
Why? Because we 5-on-1.
I know,
that
so I wouldn't
sucks.
brag about it.
We
I
got
wouldn't
5
say,
guys beating 1. You shouldn't be happy about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't walk around saying, boy,
That's why it took us
we
so
beat
long for
his
the video
ass.
release.
We showed him a thing or
didn't
two.
know
We
he cared
didn't.
Just proving my point.
No, it's proving mine.
You were happy about winning, but you shouldn't have been happy about winning. You should have... I can't believe we got 5-on-1. That shouldn't count.
Well, I didn't walk away there thinking I beat his ass.
I think there's a difference between being happy and then bragging about it.
Well, I think we bragged about it for like months.
Well, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was
Yeah, step
bragging
down,
about it.
as somebody else would say.
I don't think we were
You've just been
bragging.
told to step
I
down.
don't think we were
I feel like we were bragging about it.
Guys,
We were
Iggy claiming that
surprised.
someone sounds dumb is the pinnacle of self-awareness. That's from Beer Cats.
Oh, I sound dumb quite a bit. And Doug usually doesn't, but this week he's sounding kind of dumb.
Okay.
I'll go home and do better.
Oh,
Go home and do better.
better.
Eat your scallops, you know. Fish is good brain food.
I guess it's just a different way of approaching athletic events. I think if you don't go head to head and beat somebody head to head, there's no room to be bragging
Well,
about.
this shouldn't be playing then. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go play a scratch golfer head to head.
It's like if
Why would
somebody
I do that?
If somebody moves ahead to the seniors' tee or the ladies' tee to tee off and hits one farther than the other guy did way back from the blues or the blacks, you can't brag about your
All right, let's say
drive.
me and Plowsy go out to Westboro and we're going to play a match against Tim and Bo House.
Who the hell is Bo House?
It was his birthday the other day, so I just...
Who's Bo
I don't even know who
House?
that is.
He's
Is this more plugola, payola stuff?
Bo is a cool dude.
You gonna get something free out of
He
that?
reminded me of Jason Duffner.
Bo gave Iggy a 4-foot putt when the putter wasn't working on one particular day. And Iggy has forever been indebted to him. And even though this was 3 or 4 years ago, still pays tribute to Bo House.
But if Plowsy and I went out to Westboro and Tim and Bo House said, you want a match? No strokes. Okay. That's fair. We shouldn't get any strokes because we wouldn't be happy if we won getting strokes. So we'll play you straight up for $50 a hole. That would be idiotic.
Yeah, yes, you can play that way if people are at widely different ability levels. But I still don't think you can brag about beating someone who's clearly better than you.
Yeah, you really just don't get it, do you?
I do get it. You don't get what it means to be a competitor.
I think what your hang-up is the
accept
words...
you're accepting charity.
Your hang-up is the words I use, beat his ass. I beat his ass 10-8. That's what I said, 10-8. I beat his ass. If I go to 18, I didn't beat his ass. I won the match, but I didn't beat his ass.
Yeah.
But this is the match Doug is talking about where PGA Pro Dan gave you, 17 or 18 strokes?
Yes.
Yes. Well, he's a scratch golfer, and I was an 18.
Okay, then he's a much better player. And he
Yeah,
shot
that's
a much
right.
better round that day.
And I actually won, so I was happy I won.
Okay, but I don't know that you can take a lot of pride in that, in the charity that he gave you.
I would still have to beat him on holes, even if I got a stroke and he's a scratch golfer. To win a hole, I would probably have to get a par on that hole. I'm not going to win with a bogey. If he pars it, I would have the hole. I wouldn't win the hole. So I had to play pretty well to win. And I did.
Well, again, unless you beat somebody straight up, you have no right to beat your chest and say, I beat this guy.
I wouldn't play an 18 straight up. That'd be stupid on my part.
You wouldn't play scratch, you mean, I assume?
Yeah, just like the threesome going on now on the Canadian, RBC Canadian. Somehow, Rory McIlroy and Justin Rose are paired up with Omar Aresti. He may be getting strokes in that threesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great John
Well,
Kiowski
good.
has
Hey.
come in to, I assume, terminate us live on YouTube.
Nice.
You have a microphone over here, Jim.
We're fighting. Doug and Iggy, I'm right in the middle of it, John.
He's dumb this week. He's dumb.
And there's fighting.
Can you hear us in the hallway?
Oh my God.
Oh gosh, no.
That makes it way better.
That's rough.
That makes it way better.
That's
Well, I'm
rough.
screaming in here. I'm so upset.
I usually agree with you.
Okay.
John, you agree with Iggy?
No.
John, he doesn't know match
He
play.
there. He didn't agree with you.
That's
Be a man.
Well, he didn't
a
agree with you
legendary
either.
pop-in.
That was a legendary pop-in.
Yeah.
The market manager of Hubbard's Radio St.
You got to
Louis.
take any pride in beating somebody. You got to beat him straight up. You can't take their charity
Why don't you and I play straight up?
because I'm a lousy player.
So am I.
That's Iggy's forte.
You're not a
though, to
lousy
take the-
player.
Yes, I am. My
No.
handicap is 17.6. Somehow my handicap's going down. I guess they're taking my hundreds that I shot at Belle Reve off the sheet.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's big.
But we're about the same. You're probably better than me, actually.
I'm doubtful. No, I'm not better than anybody. I played Monday. I'm not better than anybody.
Well, then we should
Rough
play.
day at the Mizzou tournament.
Yeah, I
We
was
should play
just
because you
horrific.
wouldn't get any satisfaction on playing somebody 17 strokes better than you.
No, I wouldn't.
All right, well, play me.
If they beat me, even if I got to play half the hole and they played all the way at the back, no, I wouldn't get any satisfaction out of winning. I would say, what am I, a cripple? What am I, a little child?
Chairman Steve says, Iggy brags about beating me, and I'm at 26, but I played him straight up. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
How about that?
Well, you didn't say you were 26. You just said I'll play you straight up. I said what's your handicap? About the same as yours is what you said. If you'd have told me you were 26, I'd have definitely given you strokes. And then I said you want a rematch, I will give you strokes. But you told me I'm about the same as you, so we played straight up. So that's all I could go by. Because you don't have a handicap. But if you say you're 26, and I did see the way you played, you're about a 24. So I'll give you...
You can tell the difference.
What a compliment.
Well, yeah, 24, 26. So if you want to play again, I'll give you strokes.
More breaking news coming in from Beer Cats, Doug. This guy is breaking stories.
What
Will
is it?
Basler apparently lost. Take that update and suck my ass. That's from Beer Cats.
Gosh.
Will Basler, Plowhawk, what bracket was he in, ladies and gentlemen? The Plowhawk is getting the Michelob Ultra J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship bracket. Stunning development. Will Basler, I think, was the second lowest handicap remaining in this tournament.
He lost to the...
Cisco?
Who did he lose
No,
to?
the guy that has an impossible name to pronounce.
Doug?
How does he spell it?
Grasowskowicz?
Is that Krzyzewski?
Grasowkowicz?
Wow, Danny Griskowski's gak.
Yeah. That,
Say
that's
that-
the
say that
guy.
again?
He beat Bout-
Danny Griskowski's gak.
Kriskowski, it
so
looks like
hard
he
to
was...
say.
Wow, Will Basler.
Will Basler goes down in the quarters.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing Will Basler and Guy in the Final Four, and it might be Danny Griskowski's gax here. Or
Yeah.
Danny Griskowski against Cisco?
We're going to all have to learn to say the name.
We're losing all the low handicappers.
What a Iggy. I mean, your thoughts?
Well, they shouldn't be happy. I mean, these high handicaps are winning. They shouldn't be happy about their win.
No.
Because they're worse than the player they beat. They shouldn't be happy about winning those matches.
That's right. Well, they shouldn't thump their chest and say how great they are. That's for sure.
Where did I say I was great?
Well, it was implied.
That I'm great?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. Now you're fed up. You're fed up with me at this point.
I'm just cresting.
If you are cresting, then maybe you are dealing with low testosterone, and then you go to Mentality. It's lowtusa.com. Dealing with decreased mental acuity, attention span, and stress can cause focus issues on even those simple tasks. Belly fat, feeling bloated, and a lack of lean muscle and tone. That used to be easy to get rid of or maintain. Low libido, disinterested in spouse or partner, which can lead to relationship problems. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at. Come get checked out with Mentality. Just go to lowtusa.com and work with Mentality, a wonderful sponsor of TMA. And Mark Hanna is a wonderful sponsor of TMA. Jackson, what would you say about Mark Hanna?
Great communicator.
Yeah, there it is.
You know, he takes pride in in the way that he communicates to his clients. He takes pride in helping out people. And I think that's what's so incredible about Mark Hanna. You know, he it's like a real, when I talk to him, he'll say like, oh, I got a list of clients today to call. And I'm like, oh man, it sounds like a long day. He goes, but I wouldn't want to be doing anything else, because he loves helping people. And when you have an issue, because you create this great plan for you and your family, your financial future, whatever you're saving for, or whatever point in your life, but there may be an adjustment down the road. You call Mark, he'll help you out, and you'll feel better getting off the phone than when you get on it. And to me, that's exactly what I'm looking for in somebody, because he has all the wisdom, he has the expertise, but he conveys that to his clients. That's why I work with Mark Hanna. That's why you should work with Mark Hanna.
314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. I can't say enough good things about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, and I can't say it enough. Get a financial advisor. I don't care how young or old you are. It is really an important thing, and something I truly regret waiting so long to do. Some breaking news from Jackson's Instagram account, St. Louis Starter Packs. For real, next to Ella Reese's Instagram account, I think it's my favorite Instagram account, St. Louis Starter Packs.
Is that right?
They did a tournament of pizza, St. Louis pizzas. And Doug, guess who won? Uncle Leo's.
Oh, did they really?
How about that?
Great for them.
I mean, they're
not surprised.
Their Sweet 16 were some really good pizza places. Plowhawk, did you see that bracket by chance?
I did not.
I think you would agree with a lot of who made it to the final 16. 108 nominees, 16 finalists, 22,000 votes, one champion, and the champion is Uncle Leo's Pizza, which is also Filoni's Pizza. Doug, how about that for the Miners boys, eh?
Yeah, very happy for them.
God, I love that place.
brought
And the
pizza in
Fungo
here.
Wings.
Yeah.
Great guys, great pizza.
They don't play.
Do we have the Final Four on that?
Let me see if I can get it. Tick tock, tick tock.
Time.
Tick tock. Ba 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 ba.
What's that place in the city you guys rave about?
Pizza Go-Go was in the final 4-8.
Pizza
I know
Go-Go.
that. Well, they're doing a sandwich showdown 2023.
I'm looking. Okay, so I have the champion.
It was Uncle Leo's, Nikki Slice's, Felix's, and Union Loafers.
Oh, Felix is another Friday night's pizza night place.
Really love Felix's.
Oh, the sandwich one coming soon is going to be where that's my bailiwick there.
And what would you say is should be the final 4 if all things were right?
I have certainly Blue City Deli, Gramophone,
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Rossi's,
Yeah, I like where you are.
and Adriana's.
Oh, you can't go right. That 4 is solid. That 4 is solid.
What's the one that begins with a G? G-I...
Joya's. Joya's is, again, that's 5 for me.
I saw one yesterday that had pastrami ham on garlic bread.
Yeah,
And
that-
I forgot the name of it.
The
what they call it.
Hogfather, right, Jackson? What?
That's what I get there.
Yeah.
LeGrand's is also a hit.
Oh, LeGrand's.
I had the Biggie steak sandwich yesterday.
Oh, Bill. Did you wash that down with some waffle fries? Did you wash that down with some waffle fries?
Come on. I look like a rookie over here? Of course.
Look at this guy.
I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Yeah, yesterday was a cheat day.
You got to have a cheat, and that's a great cheat meal.
That is.
But
What a
Blue City
great treat.
Deli, to me, should be everyone's number one. I don't want to put it's. Damn, that place is good.
Is
And
it
it's
good?
really a fun place to go to. Like, I don't know. That's always been my number one.
All right.
Well, I got to tell you, we had the second day of the Dotem. Doug, myself, Plowsy, and Hansy up on hole 12. And Hansy brought out this bag. He had about 7 Grassi's meatball sandwiches.
Correct. Bill was home at that day.
He went by to pick something up, and Grassi said, "Oh, it's for the TMA boys. Here, it's on me." And he just plowed like 7, a couple chicken parms in there.
Oh, yeah. Grassi's is always on my list because of the service they provide. And there's 3 great sandwiches on that list: that veal parm, the meatball, and also the steak. Those are 3 great options you can take. The side salads are bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Gramophone just has fun specials every week. If you go to their Facebook page,
Gramophone, fun, yeah.
I may do a week where I just eat a sandwich every night.
It'll be a fun night. It'll be a fun week and a fun night.
7 different
week of
sandwiches.
Send your emails in. Design Air Heating and Cooling email today comes your way in approximately 45 minutes. Doug Doggies lost last night. Joey Zanaboni is going to be with us in a matter of moments. I was watching that. I don't know how many people were even aware that they were picking up that, what do you call it, abandoned game?
I don't call it that.
That's what
they
it said
played
on
on
ESPN.com. They had to pick up the abandoned game in Dallas, and unfortunately, In about the 79th minute, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas got on the board and they added another one, so the Doggies lost, ending the 3-game winning streak. If you're going to a Doggies game, I would recommend you hang out at Maggie O'Brien's with Eddie McVeigh before and afterwards. That would be the place I would go, and maybe you're not going to the game, but you just want to hang out. It's Maggie O'Brien's, Eddie McVeigh, and you know what you're going to get at Maggie O'Brien's. That's an Irish pub, family-owned, locally owned. It's been in St. Louis on Market Street for 4 decades. If you're looking for a place to tailgate for the Dogs games, Maggie's has parties in their parking lot from 4 to 7 with DJs, food and drink, and then walk on over to the game and head inside and join the party. Free parking and shuttle service. Park for free, and then a $2 shuttle to Cardinals games and just about any concert. They have a calendar of events on their website. 2 locations, downtown and in South County. Sponsor of the Dotem Night Before Party. It's Maggie O'Brien's. Joey Zanaboni talking dogs in the next segment, along with the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net. Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm with a great sponsor of TMA, and that's Longo Biggs of the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. People are starting to head out now. It is summertime, but that means an increase in car accidents.
Hey guys, like Tim just said, summer is finally here, and that means there's more people on the roadways. And you might be going to a Cardinals game, or maybe you're headed home from taking your buddy's money on the golf course. But with increased traffic on the roads, it also means a higher likelihood for car accidents. If you get in an accident, contact our firm immediately. We've successfully handled a countless number of car, motorcycle, and truck accidents. And if you go to our website, you will see we have received awards for doing so. We will make the process easy for you while maximizing the compensation you receive. Go to our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
Okay.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Strode. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. TMA wants to send you to Evolution Festival, a new elevated music festival experience coming to Forest Park August 26th and 27th, featuring the Black Keys. The Black Crows, plus Brandy Carlisle and Harper and the Innocent Criminals, Brittany Howard, Ice Cube, Morgan Wade, and more. This is our town. This is our time. This is our evolution. Tickets for this elevated bourbon and barbecue experience over 2 days in Forest Park are on sale now, but you can win your way in on the TMA app. If you don't have it, find out how to get it at TMASTL.com. Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Hey, it's Jackson from Arcana. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Whether you're like me and starting your financial planning, or if you're already retired, call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Hey, St. Louis, Eddie McVeigh here from Maggie O'Brien's. When you head downtown for a concert or Cards or Blues game, and now for the St. Louis City soccer game, please come see us at Maggie O'Brien's before and after your event. Take our shuttle to and from, or stay in-house and watch your favorite team on our multiple high-def TVs. We look forward to seeing you soon at one of our 2 locations in Sunset Hills on South Lindbergh or downtown at the corner of Market and 20th Street. Union Station is next to us.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalia's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosaliascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and a lot of people are sitting there, Ryan, with that 2.5% interest rate. And so they need cash right now, but they don't want to mess with that first mortgage. Well, you have a solution for them here with a home equity line of credit.
Absolutely. In fact, they're getting more popular as the days go. And it's exactly what you said. Folks got a great rate over the last few years. They're at 2.5%. They're at 3%. But they know they have equity, and they could really use that home equity now to get caught up on bills and just to get through the month. And that's why the home equity line of credit is a perfect product. We can go in and tap into that equity and get you the cash at closing, and you don't have to touch that current first mortgage. So a lot of folks are looking at those HELOCs now, and why wouldn't you? And at thehomeandexpert.com, we have loan programs for about anybody, like the HELOC, a reverse mortgage, a jumbo loan, an FHA, a VA, a cash out, a purchase, you name it, we've got you covered. So if you've been thinking about doing something with your home, think no more. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
That ball is gone! Blow off work and join the morning after at Busch Stadium on Wednesday, June 14th, when the Cardinals take on the Giants for a day game. You can get field tickets for $30, which includes $12 in Cards cash. Maybe use it to buy helmet nachos? You'll sit with other TMA listeners too. Before the game, head over to Salt and Smoke at Ballpark Village for a pre-game live TMA broadcast from 7-ish to 10 with a special breakfast and drink menu from Salt and Smoke. Not to completely overload you with information, but here goes. Head to the TMA STL shop to get your best fans and baseball shirt for our big day at a big discount. Use the code CARDS to get the shirt for only $20. Plus, all shirts will ship to Hubbard, and you'll pick them up at Salt and Smoke the morning of the game. Find out more about all this stuff at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
On KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Welcome back, Ryan Kelly Morning After. Send your emails in. Design Air Heating and Cooling email today comes your way in 32 minutes. Jackson and I are going to deal with a live situation down the hallway. John Denton with us on Thursdays on Balloon Party talking Cardinal baseball. That is coming up at 10 o'clock on 101 ESPN. Don't forget, get your Cardinal tickets for TMA Day at the ballpark. 6 days away. We'll be ponied up. Man, I finna have libations.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah. My wife and I, man.
Like beer?
I'm getting hammered.
Probably port.
Port.
I'm going to start off with at least a bottle of liquor at Salt and Smoke. I mean, you got
a bottle of liquor?
Give me a Jameson. Give me a little bottle.
Really? Right. Bottoms up?
No.
Yep, that's what we're going to do.
Wow.
We'll go over there and you can get your tickets at TMASTL.com. They're only $30. TMA Day at the ballpark is next Wednesday. And we will be live from Salt and Smoke in the morning doing the show, and then we will be headed to Busch Stadium for the Cardinals and Giants in a Busman special day game. 12:15 start, hang out with us, and maybe we'll cross the river.
Maybe there's a new manager by then. I'm kidding. Probably not.
Yeah, last night's win probably
Yeah, the win.
Probably ended that for this week, unless they get swept by the Reds, and then things happen. Now, Doug, it was a big night in the Dallas area for St. Louis teams. They were playing in that warehouse the Rangers have, and the Doggies were down there picking up an abandoned game.
I just don't like the word abandoned.
Let's see if Joey Zanaboni uses that term. He's our guest right now. He's here on Thursdays. Joey, do you like the phrase abandoned when a game is postponed?
Yeah, abandon, I thought it was a little bit harsh, to be honest with you. It never left my heart. I was always thinking about the 40 minutes left at Dallas over the course of the last month.
Abandoned.
So we were saying suspended, we were saying paused. It was on hiatus.
Hiatus, I guess that works. That's probably better than abandon, because you didn't abandon it. It was still there.
That's what it says on ESPN.com.
I don't care for it. Just be upfront with you.
What did you think of that one last night, Joey? They were looking like they might be in a spot to get it, and then just kind of a bad turnover, and Dallas capitalized, and off they went. And what was that, the 79th minute, I believe? I was watching that on Apple TV, and Roman Berkey's certainly not happy with what transpired. What did you see?
Yeah, the story, if fans don't know, we were down there on May 6th, played 50 minutes, and a lot of lightning in the area. So they suspended the game, they stopped the game, and, City really wanted to finish it. And it just was one of those deals where technically there was lightning in the area. It didn't appear to be necessarily dangerous, but obviously had to stop the game because of the rules around severe weather. Teams wait a month, go back down there to play the final 40 minutes. And, at that point, it's a nothing game. It's almost like an indoor game. It's really hard to play over that duration of time. I mean, it's short, it's quick. Both teams vowed to be aggressive. And, I did think that City was a little bit better there in the first 30 minutes. I thought they still had an edge in Dallas, just as they did on May 6th. A couple of chances that they went back to finish. And then about 80 minutes in, that's Jesus Ferreira. He's on the U.S. men's national team. Really good finisher. He was able to split in behind a couple of central backs and get a good shot into the side shelf. Berkey wasn't happy. I know those guys really wanted to get those points to become the first team in the Western Conference, but it's a toss-up. They sold out at the end to try to get that tying goal and get out of there with a point. It didn't work out. Dallas got another for a little insurance, but both teams wanted to get the points, still have a chance. It's still in front of them to become the first Western Conference team to 30. Playing the last place LA Galaxy on Sunday, so I still like our odds to get to that.
Yeah, still in first place overall in the Western Conference. That's extremely impressive, and they keep doing it. Obviously, it's not just a flash in the pan at the beginning, beginner's luck, so to speak. They've carried this on now for half the season.
Yeah, it's been a consistent performance, and especially at home. You look at what they did over the last 3-game homestand, outscored opponents 10-1. I think the team is going to make that adjustment once again to be a little more ruthless on the road. I think that's where Klaus has really been missed. You think about the game winner he scored down in Austin in the opening game of the season. You think about the 2 he scored in the 5th game of the season against Real Salt Lake in Utah. It's something where I think the team's going to come back around and find that ruthlessness on the road again and start putting up more points away. But what they've done at home has really powered this incredible start. 28 points, one ahead of the Seattle Sounders at the outset of the week for first place in the West. It's unheard of for an expansion team to score 32 goals in the first 14 games, to have a plus 18 goal differential. This team has been the best expansion team, though, in the history of the league, and looking to make that next step now.
We argued about this yesterday. We thought if they played at Busch Stadium, would they sell out Busch at 44,000 or whatever it is?
I think there'd be a great chance. I think especially if there's a player like Leo Messi in the mix, and you look at, what Messi is now involved in, right, with Inter Miami. You never know down the line how many people, whether it's in St. Louis, whether it's, in another city, who would come out to see him. But even if you take that superstar out of the equation, every single week, I know 10 people who would do anything to get a ticket to get down there to City Park. It's the hottest ticket in the city right now. And I think that, the sky would be the limit to see how many could eventually come out for a City game.
The waiting list for season tickets is what?
I don't even know. Too long to count.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting big numbers yesterday, and I was curious if you knew the exact number. I mean, I was getting, I don't know, people were talking thousands and thousands and thousands of people on the waiting list, Joey.
Yeah, I think that it was immediately when they announced the tickets going on sale. I mean, this is going way, way back to before, the MLS schedule was even made and before even starting play in 2023. I mean, I think it was something like 60,000 plus season ticket deposits, people trying to get in over the course of, really just the first 24 hours or 48 hours that tickets were available. So, I mean, I meet people every single week who just, boy, they want to go so bad. And it's fascinating because I think that, this team is showing what can be done with soccer here in the St. Louis area, and it's only just begun. Only 3 months into the season, it's only going to increase.
Imagine if they actually can go on a deep run, Doug, something that seemed like incredibly unlikely, to say the very least. As you said, they're in first place in the Western Conference, even with the loss last night, and then playing a 12 o'clock game on Sunday in downtown St. Louis at around the same time the Cardinals will be taking on the Reds. So downtown should be a pony, especially with all the good weather that we are expected to have. Joey, always appreciate the time, sir. Thank you so much this morning, sir. We'll look forward to the call on Sunday.
Yeah, talk to you again next week.
It's Joey Zanaboni with us here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facility service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial, fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com. I put this on the TMA fan page this morning. We had talked about it in a sales meeting last year, maybe earlier this year, I don't recall, about the possibility of doing a TMA golf trip.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my sister is getting married in Hilton Head next April, so I'll be down there anyway. And I thought with Hilton Head having Harbor Town, and a lot of people around that time have spring break, I don't know if it can tie in, maybe it can't, maybe it's irrelevant, that if we did Hilton Head and played 3 courses that are in Sea Pines, which is one of the areas of Hilton Head Island, like Hilton Head Island's a big island, but one of the courses would be Harbor Town, us do the show down there, and then have listeners come down and play some kind of event, play the 3 courses, and see if there's any interest. And so I posted that on the TMA fan page, I don't know, around 6 this morning. And to my surprise, large amount of interest. Honestly, I have no idea what the price would be, so I think I said that in my post. So, I know you can fly round trip to Savannah for like $375, and Savannah's about a 45 minute drive from Hilton Head, and then golf, 4 nights hotel, ponies, a lot of guys, a lot of great looking guys, really in shape guys, ball strikers, compress the ball.
The women can hit on Iggy during commercial breaks
if they want to be there.
Sure, they could, absolutely could.
So,
my girl ASMR Taylor lives in Savannah, so I could probably stop.
Oh, does she really?
There you go.
We have to have her on.
That would be wonderful, actually. I would love that. So, anyway, if you are interested and you're not on the TMA fan page, email me, tmckernan@InsideSTL.com, and then I'll form a little email list as this potentially is something that we would do, because I obviously will be there for my sister's wedding, and I'm thinking, okay, if I'm going to be there, then let's see if we can maybe pull this off. And I didn't know how many people would be interested. I'm throwing out a number. It's irresponsible to do. It's completely speculative, Doug.
Okay.
But let's call it $400 for airfare. Can we agree on that?
Okay.
Because we're going to estimate liberally.
Yeah,
we're going to estimate our expenses liberally and our revenue conservatively for this pro forma. Hotel, 4 nights. What are you thinking?
$500.
Oh, I don't think you get Hilton Head for $500 for 4 nights.
I would put I'm going to estimate it liberally. I'm going to say $750. Now, I think that's liberal. 4 nights, but just because that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. Now, I also would say you can split a room, or like what Cletus did, you just kind of put out an offer, and if you can find a younger tan guy, you can just offer the room for the gentleman to join you.
Or if he's a trust fund baby, maybe he pays for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for in this trip.
So you would split a room with Licks?
I'm not sleeping with anybody.
How about Joe Roderick?
In his milky white breasts.
Oh. So you're going to have to pay for it yourself?
Well, if we're paying for ourselves, I won't be part of this trip.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, if the show is going on, if the show goes down there in sponsorships, this is 100% in the top of the first inning, Doug. First batter's up.
All right.
I just wanted to gauge interest.
Sure.
So let's call it. We'll round out the numbers. Let's call it 1,200. Rental car. Let's say you chop that up with some people.
Doug,
Let's call it 250. I'm going to round it up again, just for the sake of doing it.
Sure, it's all you can do.
1,500.
Now, the biggest thing is for the Walruses coming, this isn't all-inclusive. They got to buy their own food.
This is not an all-inclusive.
So another $10,000 there.
So,
$10,000?
$10,000
For 4 nights, they're going to eat $10,000?
$2,500 a day in food?
$1 a calorie.
That's legit.
Oh. You could eat down there for $100 a day, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then I would imagine if we can get this done with some kind of group rate, I think the golf can get accomplished for 600. Point being, I would budget in the realm of 2,200.
Now, can I do this option?
What's your option?
I'm a big fan of driving.
Bring your
13 and a
pop-up.
half
Sure,
hours.
of course.
I'm not going to bring the pop-up.
Oh, the pop-up.
Oh, the pop-up
I think
would
that's a
look great at
long...
Hilton Head.
But I will be bringing the van, so if you wanted to avoid a rental car cost, Doug and or Iggy and Tim, I would offer the van, but I imagine you and your family will have their
Limo.
own vehicle.
Limo.
Not a limo,
Yeah.
just the rolls, the family
Okay.
rolls. So you can save money there by hopping in the Honda Odyssey once you guys land. Because that can
Well,
pick you up.
Wow.
I'm just going out on a limb here, but if the show is going, I would think the show is flying.
That's true. If my airfare paid, I just think I'm fine driving the 12, 13 hours. I've done it several times, fine with that. If it is between that or me paying my airfare, I probably will choose to drive.
Will you?
It just depends.
Sure.
Guys, Iggy will not be going because, number 1, the flight's too long. Number 2, he has to pack. Number 3, his niece is getting married again. And number 4, once he gets there, he will only have half a day and will have to go back home. That's from the Veiled Prophet.
Well, we're not going to Jamaica. I believe the flight is probably less than 2 hours.
Doug, I would say it's at the most 2 hours and 30 minutes. At the most
It's not
to
that-
Savannah.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to the Jamaica trip, this is like going across the street because you don't need a passport. You don't have any of that issue.
We're not taking a 3-hour bus ride there. We're not sitting in immigration for 3 hours.
We got hit at customs in Charlotte, Jack.
Yeah.
Boy, did Charlotte really screw us.
To compare a domestic flight to an overseas flight, you're kind of dumb.
I think if drive would be fun, maybe I'll document some of the fun things we see along the way.
Will you?
Maybe get that sponsored. You never know.
Oh, you could
be a fun little cruise.
Savannah, I've actually been to Savannah. It's actually a pretty city.
It's a growing city.
Yeah.
Savannah and Charleston are both really growing. People are moving into the warm
A lot
weather.
of old architecture in Savannah. A lot of beautiful buildings. Very quaint.
Historic town.
Clean.
Cobblestone streets.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty city.
Is that considered Tobacco Row area, or is it just North Carolina?
I think
Does
it's North
South
Carolina.
Carolina come into play? Okay.
I don't think so.
Because my sister goes to North Carolina often and shows me pictures, and that looks beautiful as well.
Both
North
the
Carolina's-
Carolinas are cool.
Yeah, I've heard great things. So I am definitely in on the trip, regardless of the...
Will the listeners be allowed to go to the wedding?
I think that's probably
Part of the package?
Part of the package.
Okay. Well, then that's
And they give us-
I'm sure my dad would love to add on to the expense.
Sure. Try to feed these
Well, they
people.
got to pay to
Holy
get in.
smokes.
Another $300 for the wedding.
And then you
Offset some of the expenses for your dad.
pay another $5,000, you get to give a speech. Kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sell
that'd be
it.
nice.
Sell
Everybody
it.
gets to give a
Yeah.
speech.
That's a moneymaker, this wedding.
Yeah, it's actually profitable. It's in the black. Tim, I would love to go, but only if I can shack up in that pop-up camper that Plowsy has. That's from Kurt's former coworker.
Now, I will bring the pop out if it is something that we could. I just don't want to be so far away from the group. I don't want my campsite to be 40 minutes or 30 minutes from where you guys are
You
staying.
can park
at.
right there on 18.
I don't know if they're going to let me. If this is Normandy, I would ask. I don't think
Widest fairway you'll ever see. Number 18 in Harbortown.
Oh, really?
And by the
Okay.
way, I missed it last year.
Oh, yeah, I can miss anything.
I missed it. And that was en route to, I think, shooting 79. And I took a double bogey on 18 because I went OB. Wow. Phenomenal. Doug, so anyway, if you're interested, email me, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. I am speaking with the director of golf at Sea Pines about this. And since I'll be down there in July anyway, I thought Iggy's got a call. Somebody
Who is
interested?
it, Iggy?
Don't know.
Scam?
Scams and flams? Scams and flams?
Could well be.
So I would just wanted to gauge the interest, and if people aren't interested, fine. I'm going there either way. But I thought, we've talked about doing this.
What time of year did you say? April?
March, April, whatever.
March, April.
In that range.
Yeah.
What's the weather like down there in March?
Oh, it's perfect. You've seen the RBC Heritage. It's early mid-April, so it gives you an idea of what it's like. It's
Low 70s.
Yeah, it's absolute best time of year there. When we go down there in July, it's hotter than a fire as a hell.
Some of the walruses will be coming down there with their winter flubber.
Flubber. Is that a whale?
That's Blubber.
Yeah.
Flubber was a film with Robin Williams.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I think Tim Conway was in Flubber first.
I think Fred McMurray was in the first
Yeah, I
one.
think you're right.
Going way back.
They remade, so the Robin Williams was a
Yeah, they actually
remake?
Yes, it was.
remade Flubber.
It was Flubber and Son of Flubber and all that.
Guys, will the golf trip include a butt plug so you can properly prepare for holes to be entered? That's from the Hunchback of Uncastle.
Stop it.
You imagine a TMA themed butt plug laying on your pillow right
Not a
there at
bad
the
idea.
hotel.
Kind of
Instead
send
of
a
chocolate.
message.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the goodie bag.
Tim, is this going to be one of those trips where Cletus, a married man, and a few other fellas come down for golf and bear-on-bear foursomes? That's from Carlos Spicy.
Gosh.
Will Jackson be bunking with Lisa Ann again on this trip?
Oh.
It's from the 618.
Doubtful.
Maybe we could set up some sort of tournament.
Be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Love to have that.
That'd be fun.
Jackson, you ever been here?
To Hilton Head?
Yep.
Yeah, I have.
Play Harbortown, bro?
No, I was like probably in 6th or 7th grade, so like 11 or 12 when I went there.
Yeah.
So my golf game wasn't as, the prowess wasn't necessarily there, but it was in the wintertime and it was beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
you go on the beach.
Went to Ladue High, so you've been all the vacation hotspots.
Yeah, all right.
He dismissed me.
He did. He's already in balloon party mode.
Gosh.
But like having like a little hoodie on the beach is like just incredible feel. I love Hilton Head.
A hoodie on the beach.
Yeah, because it's winter, so it's not like it's it's in like the 50s and 60s, but you still hang out on the beach because it's beautiful out. But you have a hoodie on. It's like a cool.
Kind of
feeling.
like Ralph Macchio did when he met Elizabeth Shue and William Zabka when they had set up a campfire on the beach.
Yeah.
And didn't he steal the ball from William Zabka, and that led to them getting sideways with the Cobra Kai Dojo? Am I correct on that?
I don't recall, Tim. I didn't see the picture.
Yeah. Hilton Head is really cool. I've been to North Carolina about a bunch of times.
1,000 times he started to say, this
They
is
did.
Ladue
I've
again.
heard great
Just
things.
rubbing our
I've heard great
noses in it.
things.
North Carolina, that's not. That's not Cape Cod.
1,000
Although I
times.
have been to Cape Cod.
Wow.
Of course you've been to Cape Cod.
I've only been there
Is that on your way
twice.
to the Hampton House?
You've probably been to Hawaii,
Hampton House
too.
of Liquor?
Been to Hamptons many
Hawaii,
times.
you been there too, guy?
No.
Guys, will any of the courses on Hilton Head have a men's restroom that features a multiple man clog consisting of breached piles of excreted pork steaks? Thanks, it's from Dodo.
Gosh.
Yes.
Well, how about this, Iggy? The wife's birthday is at the beginning of March. Don't care to golf, but sounds like it could be a pony. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. Sounds like things are happening.
Yeah, we've kind of heard that before, though.
Uh-oh. Boy
Hey,
who cried wolf?
You're disappointed in him?
Boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, boy cried wolf.
What's that text name?
I think we already have one. I think someone already has
Oh,
it.
is that right? There's
I think
already.
so.
I know there's Wolf Boy.
I think that there is a boy who cried wolf. Here, I'll look it up. Boy who... Nope, never mind.
Oh, somebody can go grab it.
There is
Okay.
Wolf Boy, though, so that might get confusing.
If you want to go grab some jewelry, I would say go to Glenn Betts Jewelers. It's just a mile east of I-270, the Manchester exit. And go see, Doug, a guy you took quantum physics with?
I did, among the many other honor subjects at Kirkwood High.
And that's Craig Betts.
That might have been grade school when we took the quantum physics.
Oh, wow.
'Cause
Very
we
advanced.
were a little bit ahead of our time.
Glenn Betts Jewelers in the business in St. Louis since 1941, operated by the third and fourth generation of the Betts family. The Glenn Betts difference is you are served personally. You're not sold. Glenn Betts Jewelers develops relationships through generations of your family as well, whether it be something for graduation or you're looking at getting engaged or you have an anniversary coming up. It is so important to feel like you know somebody in the jewelry business, and I can tell you, and you may have seen him or heard him on our show, you absolutely do with the TMA listenership and the Glenn Betts Jewelers, Craig Betts, and the third and fourth generations operating Glenn Betts Jewelers at glennbettsjewelers.com. Check it out at GLENNBETZ Jewelers.com, located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester into Parrots. Glenn Betts Jewelry. In the jewelry business, Doug, there is good.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is Betts.
GlennBettsJewelers.com. Check it out, especially if you are looking for a perfect gift, or let's say you're getting engaged. And let's say you're working on your short game and you're trying to advance to the Final Four of the Fan Page Club Championship and meet up with Danny Gruskowski-Skak.
Oh, God, Gruskowski-Gak. What kind of name is that? Gruskowski-Gak.
Well, he wants Guy to remember his name because they might be meeting in the Final Four.
Oh, they sure could be.
Who would have seen that coming? Jackson, we had 342 people put entries into the office pool. Did anybody have Gruskowski-Gak in the Final Four?
Less than 1%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. It's crazy.
We need a pronunciation. It can't be pronounced Gruskowski-Gak. It can't be. It's got to be simpler than that, right?
I mean, he could win 3 more matches, and no one in the golf world, including all of our friends in Riyadh, will ever forget his name. Gruskowski-Gak. Guy's about to cash $2,500.
I guess so. Man, he'll be walking in tall cotton.
I can't make. I don't know what his last. I remember his last name is Cod. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with him. Is it Cod? Cod?
I don't know.
Is it pronounced Coo? It's pronounced Coo?
I don't know.
You get a D on there, then you take it off.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool. And it impresses your buddy, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. How many times have you had a great drive only to miss the green, skull a chip, and 3-putt your way to a double bogey? While tour players get up and down 2/3 of the time, scratch golfers still only get up and down about half the time. That's why world number 1 John Rahm, Max Homa, they've installed celebrity greens in their backyards. You can do it too. I wonder if my wife would go for this. I don't know.
Well, she may. I mean, who's in charge at that house anyway?
She is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Right. But I'm supposed to say I'm a great barbecue grill master and I run my house.
Right. I know everything about barbecuing.
That's exactly right. Call Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens, Golf Digest, best in golf, and start improving your game today. Visit clubhouseturf.com or call 314-834-2339. I cannot emphasize it enough. If you want to improve, just, Doug, whether it's I don't know what what are you hitting your gap right now? You're hitting it about stock is 112.5?
Don't say stock.
Yeah, when you bust out that gap wedge, where you at? 115?
I have no idea.
112.5 to 115?
If I'm even going to hit it at this point.
What's a loft on a gap?
Doug?
I don't know. What is it, 50 or
52?
50. I would take 52 as my play.
That's what I think, too. Nice job, Doug.
That's about an 80-yard shot for me, then.
Okay. I don't know what club hits what distance anymore because it's just, am I ever actually going to hit it? Is it off the hosel? Am I going to hit 6 inches behind it? I'm so lost right now.
Doug, you know what the worst number is? Being 148 out for me. Oh, I don't have one.
What are you grabbing on that?
Nice little Stinger 3-wood.
A 3-wood for 148?
I'm kidding. Probably a 6-iron, and I'm not happy with it.
Well, that's about right. Well, you weigh 115. What do you think you're going to...
That'd be a 7-iron for me. That'd be an 8-iron for Tim, I think.
Probably an 8-iron.
Nice going, Tim.
6 for you, 7 for me, 8 for Tim.
And Doug busting out the driver from the deck.
I just want to make contact at this point.
That's all I hope to do on the tee box and in the fairway is just don't chunk it too hard or going straight in the air. Just
right. I'm just trying not to embarrass myself at this point. Just trying to hit it.
Were you nervous around drink on Monday? I mean, that's what it was.
I've played way too much to be this bad.
A lot of mulligans.
You think he uses a lot of mulligans?
Yeah. Especially in recruiting, too.
Well,
lost another one.
Gosh. We bought mulligans.
Oh, I like those tournaments.
Yeah.
Tim, can I go on the golf trip to Hilton Head and just caddy for you? I'll keep your hole safe. That's from Beer Cats. Doug, people are starting to apply for the golf trip.
Yeah.
Bring Hot Wife Autumn. That's how you can go on the trip.
Really? That would get him in?
Well, he pays and get in. That's how it works.
Guys, it would be a 9-iron for me. Swing speed in ball compression, boys. It's that simple. It's from the 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's a gap wedge for me.
Half
Tim.
wedge for me, yeah. I mean, it might even putt from there.
Can you imagine that?
Stop it.
Give me the Scotty Cameron. I'm going from here.
Oh, yeah, with that club, I might. Putt from everywhere.
148 out.
Mm-hmm.
It really is the difference, though. If somebody is looking to get better, just like focus on 100 yards and in.
Yep.
Dead serious. So clubhouse turf or family golf, either way, that's the play. I am telling you that. What has more girth? Plowsy's arm, his leg, or his pud? Thanks. That's from Glumpy Lodger.
Pud. I haven't heard that word since grade
I like
school.
that word.
Depending
Fun to
on
have it back.
what part of my arm, I would probably still say my leg.
I would think so. Your legs
Shouldn't
are
it
supposed
always
to be
be?
bigger than your Yeah.
Shouldn't your leg always be bigger than your arm and your pud?
Unless you're Popeye, I guess.
I don't know. There's a lot of guys that work out that miss leg day, though. So there probably are some that the biceps are way bigger than the.
You'd look really weird if it did.
Did you think spinach would give you muscles after watching Popeye?
No.
The only way I'm
Spinach
eating
is good for you, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
if it
love
builds
spinach.
muscles.
I like cold spinach in a salad as like a base. I don't like the
Oh, do you?
heated up spinach with whatever sauce they put in there, or is it cream cheese?
It looks a little like grass.
I know.
Like wet grass. But it's
like
good.
moss. It looks
Yeah.
like moss that's come up in the pond. It's
Elizabeth
on the
Moss?
Yeah, I got to
Oh,
cream
right.
mine up a little
Randy?
bit. A little heavy cream, little cream cheese, little pepper. That's my spinach.
Is it?
Sick topic. I'm sorry.
All right, we're describing our spinach.
Guys, I just got the approval from my wife for clubhouse turf in the backyard. She was hungover and dealing with the baby, but I'm shipping it anyway. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's in the 314.
Good plan.
Good for you.
You get it however you can, I suppose. It doesn't have to be a huge green, does it? I guess you can decide
No.
what size you want.
God, I would really like that. I wonder from a resale standpoint, obviously some people would love it, but it is 1 out of what?
50?
Yeah, I think that's probably about the right number.
Well, I suppose you could just let it grow out. The new owners could let it grow out, and then it would
Yeah.
still have grass.
God, I like that a lot.
It's not like you're replacing it with a cement pad or something.
I like that a lot. They really do. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows?
It's a far cry from my days as a young teenager practice putting on the front porch. My dad put AstroTurf on our front porch. It was probably about 6 feet wide.
Yeah.
And I got a plastic cup with tape, and I taped the plastic cup to the end of the porch.
Mm-hmm.
I would practice putting into the cup.
If you had a front porch, we would have loved to have had a front porch. We just had a ditch. You must have been wealthy. Living in Brentwood, I guess.
No, we weren't wealthy. And I still had a temper then, so I'd miss putts. And our neighbor's front yard had a big old pine tree. And I would just take my putter and throw it into the pine tree.
Because you missed a putt on the porch?
If I kept missing putts, I'd just throw it in the pine tree.
Gosh. At least you had trees. We didn't have trees.
You had no foliage?
Sand. We had some sand and lava rocks.
Magma.
Yeah, we were lucky to have magma. We considered ourselves fortunate.
Jackson, what's coming up on Balloon Party? John Denton, 10:15. Is that accurate?
Denton 10:15. Little Pills half and half.
I like the half and half. I'm a
Yeah,
big
good
half and half guy.
Yeah, a lot going on in sports right now. It's fun.
So that's coming up on 101 ESPN at 10 o'clock, so switch on over and enjoy the festivities. By the way, we will be doing this next week, but I'll give you a jump on it right now. For Father's Day, gift certificate 20% off. Use the promo code TMA at mysoundstory.com and get a gift certificate, and you take care of Father's Day shopping, I would say in about 2 minutes, and you get 20% off by entering the promo code TMA. And something that I think we want to make sure that we focus on, because people will want to have Doug, Randy Carricker, John Hewlett, Riz, Learn, whomever, as an option to do the interview. And absolutely understandably so. There is a price point of $549 for those interviews. But if the product is more important to you and just getting the interview done, Jackson is priced at $249. We're probably going to start hiring people to handle the volume of the interviews, and so the price point can be, if you would like, $249. And then you will have the interview here at Hubbard Radio or by Zoom, if that better suits you. And you still can enter the promo code of TMA to get 20% off and present the gift card for Father's Day, which is a week from Sunday. U.S. Open Sunday. How perfect is that, Doug?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's perfect.
LA Country Club. So mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA, and whether it be $549, the price point for me, Doug, for Randy Carricker, John Hewlett, Learn, Riz, Courtney Landrum, Moon. God, I don't want to leave anybody out. Am I leaving anybody out? Or you can do $249 and then get 20% off, and now you're talking about, hell, I don't know what that math is. I would think like $199 be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do it on the fly. I don't know. I didn't graduate from Missouri.
No.
But I have 8
They would have
hours
covered that in the last semester, probably.
That's what I would imagine it would have come up. So anyway, mysoundstory.com, and Father's Day gift taken care of right then and right there. What else do we have? Anything, Jackson, that I need to make sure that I am promoting? I feel like I'm not doing a good job promoting, and I want to promote.
Doug could tell us about our title sponsor.
I knew there was a putt out there I missed.
Let's promote a mortgage or two. A lot of people are wondering right now, should I buy? Rates are high. Should I wait? Should I buy? Well, Ryan would tell you, if the house that you really have your eye on, the house that you really want is out there, yes, you should buy now. Remember, you marry the house, you only date the rate. Interest rates are changing. It's a very volatile market right now, largely because of inflation. Inflation is controlling mortgage rates. If it comes down, then the mortgage rate should come down. But lenders do have different rates, so do some rate shopping, and when you do, you'll realize that the home loan expert cannot be touched with either the rates or the service you get. And if you're a veteran, he's got that Hero Loan program where you can buy a house with $0 down using your Veterans Administration benefits. They make the pre-approval process very easy at the Home Loan Expert. Get pre-approved today. The day you call in, they will also provide a lower rate with a 10-day closing guarantee. Any questions you might have, give Ryan Kelly and his team a call. They will walk you through the process. It is very simple, and you'll be glad that you did. The website, again, is thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
There he is online at thehomeloanexpert.com, and title sponsor of this presentation now for a decade. It's Ryan Kelly, thehomeloanexpert.com. All right, we will do the design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. I've got to open it up, Jackson. I hope we have a wonderful batch today. What are we giving away for today's design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day?
Tickets to an advanced screening of The Flash on Monday, June 12th at Alamo Drafthouse at the City Foundry.
And you can get those tickets as well by entering into the TMA STL app contest. And you can also register at TMASTL.com for our TMA Day at the Ballpark next Wednesday. Tickets only $30. We'll all be there. And doing the show live from Salt and Smoke before the game at 12:15 against the Giants. And, of course, also get these tickets at the TMA STL app or sign up to be the TMA Listener of the Month. Milagro, TMA Listener of the Month, TMASTL.com. Doug, I'm going to the filtered file.
Okay.
Because that's where it's safe.
Yeah. Jackson has pre-read these, right?
Yeah.
Tim, he's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can. It sounds so cliche,
he tried to say.
Click, click, click.
Ain't nobody effing with my click. Who's that? Big Sean?
Big Sean.
TT.
Yay.
TT Boy?
Pusha T. Yeah.
2 Chainz, but 2 Chainz goes by TT Boy.
Oh, gosh. That's so cool.
Honestly, I am a tad bit nervous about my email, for I have lost my glasses. And mail without glasses is just like oral sex. One slip of the tongue and you are in deep doo-doo.
Okay, all right.
But this email is about abandonment. We were lovers. He was not a trust fund baby. But he had sportscaster monies to throw around. You like that, monies?
I did kind of like it.
Like they were Frisbees, plus he treated my 5 dogs as if they were his own. When suddenly he dropped a bomb on me. I want you. I need you. But there ain't no way I'm gonna looking you.
Ain't no way I'm ever gonna leave you. 2 out of 3 ain't
Can he
bad.
type at all?
Now don't be saw. 2 out la 3 on Rye Vaughn Index. Ain't too bad. Doug, that's from Amanda, and then the last name is Throat.
Amanda Throat.
So bad.
She's new. Proofread what you write before you hit the send button,
Don't
please.
tarnish Meatloaf like that again.
I have the pickups. Doug, would you rather birth a steaming pile or have sex? I say busted and grumpy is the best. Sex is nasty and tiresome. That's from Fecal Matters.
You thought that was okay, Jackson, to send on through. Yeah, there's a good one. Send her on through. That's what you thought.
Fecal Matters is pretty funny.
You know, Jackson, you just got yourself suspended.
Jackson suspended.
Jackson got himself suspended for being a poor judge of emails that need to get through. You'll serve a suspension of 2 days' time, and your name right now is going into the suspension logule. No, I don't expect it does feel real good.
Feels bad.
Sadie Hawkins, Doug. The Cardinals snapped their losing streak. The Dogs lost their abandoned game. The Nuggets won Game 3 of the NBA Finals over the Heat. Messi's coming in the MLS. But I think the lead is Iggy's confused reaction to Stephen A. Smith's getting horny in response to a series of tweets by a porn star who was upset that an NBA player, Zion Williamson, knocked up someone else. Iggy's upset with the former #1 overall pick for getting married out of wedlock. Why don't you wear a rubber once in a while? Spoken by the gentleman who admitted he left a little something in Champagne, Tony Lima's niece.
Oh.
And while Iggy's political ambition to get elected and then just do nothing while collecting a paycheck is very on brand for this region, I would advise to keep that strategy to himself or to his homeboys until after he's elected. Doug, that's Buck Swope.
Okay. Buck Swope with a nice little email.
Shortest one he's ever written.
Hi, fellas. Sorry I've been away for a few months. You see, much like you and your team, I often find myself in the all-too-familiar predicament of not being able to access my Gmail account at 9:55 a.m. each and every morning, despite having a team of aging blue-haired producers and the ghost of Gino, the IT wizard, for defunct strip mall radio stations. Every large company with dozens of staffers suffer from user error in logging into the same email account they're tasked with monitoring and reading 5 days a week for 19 years straight. So don't let it get you down. Here to help. Thanks. That's from Whittlebeans Kirkwood.
Okay.
Doug Whittlebean.
Whittlebeans Kirkwood, he's back. Whittlebeans Kirkwood.
And that's what we have for the designer heating and cooling email today.
Odd batch.
That was
Very
tough
odd batch.
to get
Awful
around.
bash.
I did like the phrase, he had sportscaster money to throw around.
Monies.
And based on that, I'm going to vote for Amanda Throat.
I mean, they're all awful. But because he's back, and I always like the name, I'll go Whittlebean.
Boy, put to the test. I'm looking at Buck Swope.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because they all suck.
I'm looking at Amanda Throat. That was a tough read for me. It was a tough read.
Was it?
Tough.
Yeah, because he can't spell.
You did it good, though.
There's a word in there that said GR, and he expected you to read that.
I'm going to go with Whittlebeans Kirkwood.
Dang nabbit Lucas!
Whittlebeans Kirkwood, you have won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Jackson, what does he win?
2 tickets to an advanced screening of The Flash on Monday, June 12th at Alamo Draft House
Yay.
at Save Foundry. I'll probably be there.
Is that a Marvel thing?
No, DC. DC Comics.
Yeah, and it looks amazing.
Oh, so it's a cartoon?
No.
No.
Michael Keaton.
Live action.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton as an old school
Ben
Batman,
Affleck. Ezra Miller.
Irene Cara, or was it Irene Cara? Irene Cara?
Cara.
I think
She was in DC Cab, was she not?
I know she's in Fame.
And Bill Maher was in DC Cab, was he not? Am I right on this? 1980.
I don't remember the dates or the years, Tim.
I'm going to say 83 because it gets me 84 and 82, and I don't think it was live in 81 or 85. That's
God,
my
you
reasoning.
You nailed it. DC Cab, 1983. Gary Busey.
It was such a hard scene to watch in Fame when the guy told her to take her top off. And it said, "Suck your thumb, Coco. Suck your thumb, Coco."
Oh my God, this is creepy.
It was. It was hard to watch. And she was kind of half crying.
Don't say "suck your thumb, Coco" to me again.
That's what the photographer said. Sleazeball.
Okay. And that was difficult for you to watch? Imagine how the rest of us.
Your lower extremities
It was because Irene Cara wanted Fame.
were compromised.
I had to take her top off to try and get it, and the guy just exploited her. Suck your thumb, Coco.
Oh,
That's a good way to put a bow on that.
Yeah, I feel like we just did it.
Yeah.
Jackson and I are going to do it. We're going to do it down the hallway. They're not going to like it. I'll be honest with you.
But go and get your whoopings.
But we will. It's called Balloon Party, and it's driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Allen Toyota. I see Steve in Wildwood says he's left 2 mic drops, and he had to go to the ER because he got so violent with the
Really?
second one.
Imagine croaking and going to your death for a mic drop.
It's the price you pay.
Did he
It's
pop
worth
a
it.
vein or something in his head?
Now suck your thumb, Coco.
Stop saying that to me.
Flossie, why don't you try to find that clip off YouTube and get that sound from her?
And who is Coco? Was it Irene Cara?
Yeah.
Irene Cara?
That was her name? Coco?
I guess she was Coco for this.
Remember Coco, beware of the bird
Suck your thumb.
birds.
Yes.
Parrot on his shoulder or something?
Yep, that's
No,
exactly right.
There's nudity in it because she has to take her top off. But then he starts directing her. All right, now suck your thumb, Coco.
Oh, stop saying that.
Well, it ain't on YouTube.
Well, there's nudity in it, so probably not.
Mr. Scannigan. Irene Cara got naked?
Yeah, topless. Very small breast. Probably an A cup.
Oh,
And best way to suck your thumb.
just not in there anywhere, is
Maybe
it?
did you type in Irene Cara, suck your thumb, Coco?
Stop saying that.
I think you can watch Fame
Or
right
if you just
now
type
on
in
HBO
topless
Max.
scene, and, topless scene and Fame, it'll probably come up.
Was that Debbie Allen who was the choreographer?
I believe
I
so.
think so, yeah.
It's your favorite Debbie Allen
They all thought
project.
they're going to be superstars.
Oh, that's nice. Was she responsible for The Wiz with Michael Jackson?
I think so.
She's done a lot of choreography.
She opened up a Debbie Allen Dance Academy in Los
I
Angeles.
didn't mean you had to play it now. We can get over tomorrow.
Did you guys ever think about going out to a dance academy somewhere?
I did tap dance.
You did?
That would be outstanding if there's video.
I have actually a picture next to my nightstand with me. I'm about 6 years old. I'm in my tap dancing gear, you can tell, and I took a nice little picture before my recital.
Why is that next to your bed?
Could you tap pretty
It
well?
was kind of funny, so we
You look like
just,
Gene Kelly tap dancing.
If you give me about 30 seconds, I think I actually took a picture of it on my phone.
Oh,
If I'm not
nice.
mistaken.
That was a cool thing to do back when I was a kid, was put taps on your shoes.
Yeah.
And walk through class. You know, you walk through the halls with taps on.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought you were cool if you got
That
taps.
used to be a big thing in show business, like in the 40s and 50s. Tap dancing. No one ever tap dances anymore.
Let's bring it back.
If you're interested in playing the Nationals game today for your daily fantasy, heads up, the smoke from New York City has arrived in Washington, D.C. Just
So
keeps going south.
They got to cancel it, probably?
It is a smoke threat now. Smoke threat.
Yeah.
So heads
Smoke
up there.
threat. That's what I should put on my front door of my house.
You're a smoke threat.
Oh, I cannot find this
Chronic.
picture.
Chronic.
Yeah, chronic picnic.
All right, time for us to go, Doug. It's called the Ryan Kelly Morning After. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that